When I find myself at Flower and Garden, looking for some food to eat, I gotta get a spork with Spike the Bee. 58 pallets of unsold units standing right in front of me. Here for his 5th straight festival, Spike the Bee. Spike the Bee. Spike the Bee, Spike the Bee, Spike the Bee. Perfect for any food type, Spike the Bee. And while it's good for soup and chili, he's also perfect for poutine and Tupelo honey spoon bread, Spike the Bee. Plastic forks and spoons are wasteful, and they can't ever hope to be that versatile festival flatware, Spike the Bee. Spike the Bee, Spike the Bee, Spike the Bee, yeah, Spike the Bee. For blood orange margaritas, Spike the Bee.
How do you make that with a spork?
Spike the Bee. Spike the Bee, Spike the Bee, yeah, Spike the Bee. Disney hopes you'll finally purchase Spike the Bee.
Tonight! Tickets for A Touch of Disney went on sale today with multi-hour waits and technical issues. Didn't you Disneyland folks miss this? It's like nothing ever changed. A new park map debuted at Disney's Hollywood Studios featuring 2 young child amputees wielding lightsabers. It's a good thing no one's ever lost a limb due to a lightsaber duel, or this might be offensive. Disney's Animal Kingdom has a number of St. Patrick's Day desserts. Oh, and Bengal tigers are smiling. Oh, it's the St. Patrick's Day part. Oh, top of the...
Leave the singing to Spike the Bee.
Top of the Pandoran moon to you, Nick. You've read WDW News Today. Now it's time for WDW News Tonight. Maybe. All right, so let's just sing Spike the Bee. Spike the Bee. Spike the Bee. Spike the Bee. Oh, Spike the Bee. When the V mix is not working, sing Spike the Bee. Well, we can admire this new backdrop, right? This is great.
It's good enough to eat with a spork.
We got new chairs.
Oh, yes.
These are cool. They're comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's just not going to work.
No.
All right. That's fine. Hello, everybody. I'm Tom Corliss, and my other car is a first-order prisoner transport. Yep. Thanks for joining us tonight. Please hit that like button. If you haven't, please subscribe for more genuine content and the occasional nonsense like this and more. Spike the Bee. Spike the Bee. Spike the Bee.
I already purchased the vinyl.
Are we going to be able to show anything, or is everything broken? We don't.
Hey, we
can
can't
see
see
Nick.
I have the backdrop
Nick.
too.
You do. You have some park icons behind you. What do you got? Chinese Theater,
Yeah,
Carthay Circle, and Mount Prometheus. The great Mount
I really
Prometheus.
like the theaters. I'm in the theater section here.
You're in the theater section?
Well, I got the 2 theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where am I?
Love it.
Your theater district?
Yeah, you got a tree.
Tree, a castle.
Some kind of tree.
Also, some sort of tree.
Spike the tree.
And now the news.
News.
Brought to you by the WDWNT Interglobe Society. Someone has to move the camera. He's not paying attention. There you go. We're getting real good at that. Walt Disney World has updated its face mask policy affecting guests at the resort. Guests are now required to wear face coverings at their table and may only be taken off while actively eating and drinking. While at Tony's, guests are advised to keep their mask on even when actively eating or drinking.
They finally figured it out.
What, the image?
No. How to keep guests safe at Tony's.
The policy is not currently being enforced, just like opening dates for attractions.
Nah.
It's not set in stone. The Orlando Sentinel published an article today focusing on the shocking amount of abuse cast members have endured from guests while they try to enforce COVID-19 safety protocols. The article details a disturbing number of incidents such as verbal abuse, spitting, and shoving from various locations throughout Disney World. Perhaps the most shocking, a man who threatened to kill a sheriff's deputy after being asked to put on a mask, and he then reached for the deputy's gun. You can see this incident and more on this week's episode of... The little orange bird is featured on a new mural and sign at the Sunshine Tree Terrace in the Magic Kingdom. You know, everyone's been talking, Nick, about this mural, but no one has mentioned the new one, the new mural that was added at a Hollywood Studios restaurant. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen this one yet.
There it is. It's at Pizza Rizzo.
Adorable. That is some work of art.
No. The 6-story tall harmonious centerpiece ring has arrived on the World Showcase Lagoon at Epcot.
Enjoy.
As we saw a week before it debuted, the ring barge is surrounded by giant movable arms, 4 of them. It will also host a giant fight scene between monsters in the upcoming King Kong vs. Godzilla movie on HBO Max. They fight right on top of it. Yeah. An Imagineer working on the Spaceship Earth overhaul mocked Diz Twitter users who disliked the giant ring, claiming it was smaller than photos indicated. Nope, you showed that too early. He then erased every tweet he had ever written. This is a thing that had happened, yeah. Turns out that Imagineering President Bob Weiss emerged from the ring and snapped him out of existence. That's what happened, yeah. Yeah. Still, Disney making Spaceship Earth worse is inevitable. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good thing he's in charge. It's all right. It's all right. Someone bought him Epcot Center plates from 1982, so don't worry. It'll be
How
fine.
are you defending the size of that thing? Smaller it looks.
Yeah.
It's not like it's in my rearview mirror or something.
People are upset about the barges as Disney has now stated they are permanently set in place and will not move. That's also what they're saying about CEO Bob Chapek, but we'll see about that. See about that. Also, boy.
We're going to be hearing lots about the barge in psychotic comments.
The barge?
The barge.
Oh, the barge.
The barge.
Oh, the barge. Like the band.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about it.
12 flags with pavilion logos have been raised in the front of Epcot. The park has also been renamed. Do we have what the park is? There it is. Pretend you've never seen them before. Looks like the Small World boat where they all have the flags above them in the boat. That's what I like about that one. Along with the flags came an entirely new entrance music loop, which for the first time since 1982 does not feature music from the park's attractions. That's because there's none left. Yeah. Of course, be sure to listen to the entire loop at home on Spotify, which is where Disney found it. The front of Interventions West is no longer connected to the back portion as demolition has ripped through the center of the building. Nearby, the Simba and Friends topiaries, Future Old West, can be seen. You might think Rafiki is just reenacting the famous pose from the film, but then we noticed baby Simba had a camera and a shirt that said Blog Mufasa. They were trying to get a better look over the walls. Yep. One of the new additions to the 2021 Taste of the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival was house-made, oh, I'm getting flashbacks just looking at it, was house-made Italian sausage and pepper poutine, which was plant-based, because vegans deserve violent festival diarrhea just like the rest of us. Just want to feel included. What do you, Eric, what would we eat that with? Spike the bee.
Spike the bee spork only.
I don't like the Spike the Bee spork. You know, I got another spork this week at Epcot. This is the harmonious spork. This is what, yeah, this is what, but that's, you never lose it, right? You just put on your key ring, or if you gotta, you know, you gotta stab a guy. I think this also opens, like, this opens the Stargate, right? He had too much fun with wood this week. How much leftover? Wow. Allison said, that's what she said. You know, I'm going to stop there. It's fine. All right. Oh, boy. The jumping. We tried so hard to not sing that on the live stream yesterday. It was so hard. And as usual, Pete almost ruined it 5 times. The jumping fountains have returned to the Imagination Pavilion. Disney has slowly started installing a number of new water features recently. We have the new Epcot entrance fountain opened in December, the ominous new harmonious water curtain ring, which has also been towed into place, and of course the kid peeing into the Fantasyland walkway from the queue at Peter Pan's flight. So you have so many water features that Galaxy's Edge could not afford. In other Peter Pan's Flight news, a new collection of Wishables was released this week, inspired by the attraction. There they are. They're awfully cute. Yeah. Collection features 6 different Wishables, including Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, Nana, and 3 different variants of the ship. Tiger Lily was not included, as Disney is planning to include her in its largest collection ever, the Characters Removed for Cultural Sensitivity Wishables collection, coming next year. Yep. It's mostly just the Splash Mountain Wishables re-release. They have some left over. They're next to the Spike the Bee sporks in the warehouse. Guests visiting Disney's Hollywood Studios who might need an extra treat can visit a drink stand in Toy Story Land that sells on-tap cocktails, frozen treats, and beer. One of the drinks on tap, a Cosmopolitan for $13. This is the best way to get ready for that new Disney Plus series, Sex in Andy's Backyard. You know, I have so many questions I'm not going to ask about that graphic. Disney released updated COVID-19 safety protocols for the reopening of Blizzard Beach on Sunday. While guests will not be required to wear masks while in the water, masks will still be required in busy areas like the entry and exit, and in other areas like the restrooms, food and beverage, kiosks, and at the bottom of Summit Plummet where people gather to watch bikini tops fly off. If the bikini top flies off, you can use it as a mask, though. It's heavily layered. You know. Disney Springs, this is a way to follow that up. Disney Springs is honoring Women's History Month with Celebrate Her Story. Offerings include several new treats. At Marketplace Snacks, guests can pick up the new Mrs. Incredible float, while the Ganachery has a Captain Marvel pinata. Yeah, nothing says female empowerment like not calling a woman by her superhero name and a dessert you're supposed to hit with a hammer. Oh, wow. All very thoughtful Women's History Month offerings. Disney's Yacht Club Resort. It's funny about the Captain Marvel one, and the hammer just bounces off. Flies off. Mm-hmm. It's unbeatable. Disney's Yacht Club Resort has some new merchandise now available at the Market and Ale and Compass, and I didn't set up this bit at all. We're not ready for this. I'm going to skip it because we don't have this. All right, next. And it's things are going great this week. And It's a Small World Pop Socket Pop Wallet has been released. This is fitting as all of my sockets pop when I get in and out of the boat on It's a Small World. Too old for. My mother's laughing hysterically at home right now. That was for her. Morgan Lee Richardson, a former Imagineer, shared a look at some details of a new event space at California Venture that was recently opened to guests. Richardson was the art director on the project, sculpted the rockwork. The event space includes a wooden door with the acronym BVW, which is Bountiful Valley Winery, a reference to Bountiful Valley Farm, a land that used to be in the park. The event space allows guests to rent it out and drink wine while they sit on tractors. You had to be there, Bountiful Valley Farm, to get that joke, apparently. Worst joke.
I
we have the worst joke.
that,
Does that still exist? Lauren's like, don't ask me anything
Like,
tonight.
this sounds fun.
The intro didn't play. The graphic went up early. No. The backdrop's the only professional thing about this show. Don't worry about it. We'll move on. Disney. She angrily stomped the mouse.
That.
He didn't give me enough time.
It's an expensive mouse.
Think you could do these things, Nemo. Disneyland is selling a Mickey-shaped crispy treat coated in white chocolate and coconut with the ears decorated to look like bunny paws and topped with a cottontail, so it looks like the behind of a rabbit. Meanwhile, at Walt Disney World, all the treats just taste like a rabbit's ass.
Yeah.
That's actually primarily what Tony's Chicken Parmesan is made with. Disneyland Resort Legacy Pass holders who purchase tickets to attend A Touch of Disney at Disney California Adventure can have access to a special Legacy Pass holder corner. And of course, that's where Disney hopes they will stay. A few of the goodies Disney will be dishing out while supplies last include a Legacy Pass holder themed magnet, a special button featuring a unique design, and a California Adventure 20th anniversary themed photo opportunity. The button will read "sucker" in all caps on it, while the photo op is them now holding their invalid annual pass. They say, geez, you paid $75 for this. 1 year ago, Fantasmic came to a premature end at Tokyo Disney Sea as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. That's behind Nick, Disney Sea, just behind Nick. Yeah. It appears we may have an idea of where the future lies for the show's barges at Walt Disney Studios Paris. That's where they're sending them. They bought the floats. French executives were sold on the idea as soon as they heard that the barges smoked. Welcome to Fantasmic, a journey beyond your wildest imagination. Disney Plus announced in December that they would be increasing the price of the service and has revealed the price increase will go into effect on March 26th. Monthly subscriptions will now cost $7.99. This presents Disney fans a difficult choice: a month of Disney Plus or a glass of vegan milk in Galaxy's Edge. Well, either way, after both of those, you'll start seeing shows in black and white. Bob Chapek discussed Disney Plus during the Morgan Stanley Technology, Media, and Telecommunications Conference on Monday, which took up most of the Q&A session. During that time, he revealed some insights the company learned over a year of operation of Disney Plus. What took Chapek by surprise was that Disney Plus had appeal with adults without children, who comprise 50% of all Disney Plus subscribers and 87% of News Tonight's audience. Because we insult people with children, probably. The Walt Disney Company is closing at least 20% of its brick and mortar stores by the end of the year, as it will focus more on e-commerce. How does that old saying go? Stick to what you're good at? Which does little to explain Disney focusing on e-commerce. If this happens, I will stop buying things. And if I stop buying things, well, you have some serious issues. Universal announced this week that construction will resume on the new Epic Universe theme park in Orlando. Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings later clarified that the new opening date is expected to be in 2025. When asked when it would open, Comcast CEO Brian Roberts responded, "It'll be sometime between 12 and 6 on a Thursday, and the technicians will call if he's running late." Nope, all right. In related news, Universal is currently in a heated battle with Disney CEO Bob Chapek over the use of the name Despicable Me, which is currently printed on his office door. That's a thing. That's the news. Who brings us the news?
This program and many
brought to you by Wigs, the WDW Interglobe Society.
Join Wigs.
Join Wigs to get access to exclusive programs like this one and others. I don't know why Mickey Mouse is doing this commercial, but
Probably get sued for
that's
that.
where we're at, huh?
Yeah.
Oh boy, look at all the fun they're having as Wigs members. Oh boy. Yep. You can join at patreon.com/WDWNT. We're having all sorts of fun tonight. Well, I'll tell you what is going to be fun. March Madness begins this evening, and it is a tournament of 64 Walt Disney World attraction vehicles, both past and present. And the tournament begins when we come back. Stick around for more tonight.
Program and many more are brought to you by WIGS, the WDWNT Interglobe Society. Support WDWNT to get early and exclusive access to content. Up everything.
It's been J-Pack all along.
Who's been pulling every evil string?
It's been J-Pack all along.
He's unscrupulous, full of ruthlessness that you haven't even noticed, and a piteous. Late to fix anything now that everything has gone wrong. Thanks to J-Pack, naughty J-Pack.
It's been J-Pack all along. And I killed the great movie ride.
I can't believe all the 20 years of adventure in California merchandise coming from the carousel of products. Like this limited edition of 200 collectible button, which wishes the park a happy birthday. Or you can write your own name on there. Do whatever you like. Only $4. We also have t-shirts because I hate wearing this thing. It's very hot in it under these lights. But you could be comfortable in these t-shirts. Yes, this one has a road map. It's upside down, but when you turn it this way, it has a road map of California on it with all your favorite landmarks from the past and the present, maybe even things you really hated, but it's kind of fun that they're here. And all of our tees have the Carousel of Products logo. This limited edition shirt, $20. Like all of our t-shirts, including this one, which has the Sunwheel insignia on it with all these great landmarks from the park, as well as this beautiful and, well, sometimes bad skyline of things past and present from California. Again, only $20 from the Carousel of Products.
And just added to the collection is a fancy new face mask for just $9 and this limited edition of 200 pin that's only $8. Isn't that just the bee's orange? I mean, knees, whatever. Just head to carouselofproducts.com.
This is where the early planning is taking place for our so-called Disney World project.
It is a showplace dedicated to entertain, we hope, with a purpose.
The biggest celebration Walt Disney World has ever seen. Its 50th anniversary.
Welcome back to WDW News Tonight. We are live on YouTube. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't. And let's find out what's happening this week on Disney+.
Action!
Herbie the Doom Bug.
Yeah.
You know. That's pretty cool. That's a cool ride vehicle. I'd vote for that.
But is it the coolest?
Find out tonight, right? So, you know, we're about to begin this tournament. We're about to begin March Madness. But in our quest to find the 64 ride vehicles past and present that'll be a part of this, we realized there were slightly more than 64 ride vehicles in the history.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So if any of you have looked at the brackets, there happens to be the ones that Eric just dropped over the floor. If any of you happen to look at If any of you happen to look at these brackets, you'll notice that somewhere on here that just says wild card. And you might be wondering, how do we solve that? Well, how do we solve that? Nope, wrong one. Lauren's face right.
Lauren, this is obviously...
As soon as it played, just hand on the forehead.
This is obviously the pretzel death match.
Oh.
You played the wrong one.
It's only funny because we had a meeting before the show about how we were going to be more professional.
Starting today, new leaf.
The intro didn't play.
This is the beginning of a new era.
Oh, we can't change no matter how hard we try. All right. Put the graphic up. Hopefully this doesn't have dinosaurs. Let's see what we got. So, oh, it does. Oh, boy. So these are the either least favorite or weirdest vehicles that didn't make it into the 63
Wow.
vehicles that were seated in the tournament. And let's meet our illustrious panel. Of course, there's Nick and myself. Let's head backstage. Let's see who's backstage on our panel. There they are. Oh, an empty chair. Okay.
Oh.
There's.
What'd you do with him?
With who?
I don't know who's supposed to be
know.
there.
Who?
I don't know.
They're all they're not important.
It's a beautiful
It's
shot,
Allison.
though.
Thank you,
Just
Allison.
throwing that over it.
Allison's dressed as a ride vehicle.
I am.
She's in the
I'm
teacup.
themed.
Yeah.
I'm dressed as a ride vehicle.
It's very cute. Then we have not any less cute Eric Morton.
Adorable, I might say.
If I had to. Oh wait, my mic's not on. Hold
Your
on.
mic's not on.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, we're doing.
I'm so sorry.
Fantastic.
That was a whiz banger of a meeting, Tom.
Look over, Lauren has her head down.
She already has a Band-Aid on.
Lauren,
She's
it's
already
fine.
hurt herself.
I'm
It's
sorry,
fine.
it was
I know you
off.
drilled
I
your
try to
finger
keep
this
it off
week.
just in
It's fine.
case. And
Eric Morton, Axel's here.
Hug your dad.
As I'm missing a computer, as I don't have a table, I do not need to read from paper, which is pretty small, and I'm half blind.
Wow.
So that's why I'm like
They're
hiding
so
behind.
mad I took their tables away. They're so
Hiding
mad.
behind.
Eric's already
Just
dropping
like you are at
something.
Disney for taking your tables away. Tables in Wonderland.
Yes.
or the what are they called? Potables?
No,
those
that's
are
different.
Baked potatoes.
Baked
That's a different-
potables.
Who do we have at home? We have Marcy. Is Marcy with us?
You really think we're
Hello,
going to be able
Marcy.
to hear them?
Their donut ears. Who knows? Do we hear Marcy?
No.
No. All right.
Hello? Can you
Oh,
hear me?
there
Marcy,
she
we hear
is.
Marcy. and Jason Diffendahl.
Hey, howdy, hey.
We're going to blame for everything that has not worked tonight. Somehow, some way.
Yep, it's all my fault.
It was Jason.
Just don't ask me about the brackets.
Why not? Don't you have the brackets? Aren't you in charge of brackets?
Yep.
Okay.
That's not good.
So, pull up the graphic. What we're going to do is we're all going to argue right now. Only one of these can make it into the tournament as the wild card. No. So this is going to be a hellacious fight, I'm sure. The options are the horseless carriage, the little motor vehicle from Main Street Vehicles. We have an El Rio del Tiempo / Grand Fiesta Tour boat. We have the pod, the simulator from Mission Space. The X2 Deep Space Simulator, if you will. We have the, I don't know what else to call it, kind of halfway between a Doom Buggy and Atommobile for Delta Dreamflight and If You Had Wings. There is the Triceratop from Triceratops Spin. The secondary Clammobile, the other Clammobile from Seas with Nemo Friends made it in, but the Clammobile from The Little Mermaid ride is here. A carpet from Magic Carpets of Aladdin. The moving theater from the Carousel of Progress, which it didn't get in because it's a carpet and seats.
It's not a vehicle.
I mean, it is a vehicle. You ride in it.
We already
It
have
has
that.
wheels.
The Discovery River boats. Does anyone want to make a case for one of these to move on in the
I
tournament?
sure do.
Go ahead,
sure do.
Jason. You're jumping for this. So go ahead.
I'm gonna make a case for the X2 Deep Space Rocket
Yeah.
fake
Oh.
simulator thing. Because it's at Epcot.
Oh, Jason.
There's another Epcot choice there, though.
Yeah, but we have a lot of boats.
Yeah, I'm going to go right off the bat and throw my vote in for the Mission Space vehicle as well.
Oh, okay.
I think out of the choices there, I'm shocked that didn't make the 64. I mean,
Well, look at the outside. It's hideous.
it is, but
It's not even really a vehicle. It's a simulator. Even in the ride, it's called a simulator.
It is. But the inside, it makes you feel like you're really there. I mean, it really does its job as a simulator, as a vehicle. And I mean, just as much as some of these other things on here, it's a vehicle that you can ride in. Out of those choices, I think just because of the way you could interact with the vehicle too, with the levers and the knobs and you watch the video screen, has a lot of technology to it.
Thing.
You can touch things.
I want to touch things.
The vomit bags, like it comes well equipped for everything that can happen on your journey. And not all these vehicles can say that. I mean, we don't have those bags on the Magic Carpets or the Delta Dreamflight vehicles. So there you go.
Lucid thoughts.
No, it's definitely the best one on there. I mean, it's not even a question. You have a moving carpet, and you have like the wannabe Doom buggies.
The Triceratops cute, at least.
It's cute, yeah.
I like Nick's
I also have to
explanation.
disagree with Nick.
Go ahead, Marcy.
Sorry, I have to disagree with Nick because out of everything on there, the one that I would probably want to ride the least is a box. To be honest with you, I don't like being in like a tiny little box. It makes me extremely nauseous, and I just can't. So I'm gonna make a push for the horseless carriage. I think that when you think of iconic Disney attractions or like ride vehicles, I think the ones going up and down Main Street have to be in there, especially this one because it's just so neat how you like sit back to back, and I really love being able to get on in the beginning of Main Street and go around and come back, and it really contributes to the kinetic energy. I know we're probably going to talk a lot about that, but I really, really like that ride vehicle out of all of these that are available as a choice.
So in fairness, the other Main Street vehicles are already in the tournament. This is the only one that did not make it, but Marcy's point still stands.
I want to hear from Eric. He thinks I had a good point.
No, I just like that Nick had an elaborate explanation to reason out his vote, and Jason's was it's at Epcot.
Is this your first time watching March Madness?
So
pretty much how it goes.
So strap in, folks. It's going to be a long march.
If Josh was here, there'd be some screaming in the middle, but that's about it.
I'm going to go ahead. I no longer enjoy riding an EX2, but I agree with Nick and Jason that it is superior to the others. I like the Triceratops spin vehicle and the Magic Carpet, but they're too similar. It's basically same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
sure.
X2.
Why would you need to pick? You have an option that has a lot of it in there. Don't take a flying carpet, take a moving carpet. You want to sit in a dark enclosed space, thing has it as well. Prehistoric animatronics, yes, they have it. It is the Carousel of Progress theater.
Yes.
If you want a ride vehicle that moves on forever and ever and ever and ever, that's the one. You won't go down sinking. Still there. So I'm going to go for the Carousel of Progress theater.
Remember that Axel comes from Disney parks where it is a very real possibility that you could sink in a ride vehicle. So we say that though, but the Jungle Cruise sank and split.
I mean, it's the most rides, and we don't have a lot of water rides in Paris. There's a lot of things that have gone up in smoke the past few years, but yeah, still I'm going to keep the Carousel of Progress.
Allison?
I'm going to have to go with Carousel of Progress, too. It's one of my favorite attractions. And I do like the carpets. Like, if I'm separating the vehicle from the ride itself, I think that the carpets are very, very pretty. And if I'm just looking at the vehicle itself, I think it's very colorful and it's fun. But the Carousel of Progress, it's a classic. I mean, it was at the World's Fair, and it's attached, if you're looking at the whole thing, then Carousel of Progress.
So, if I understand this correctly, 3 people have brought up the X2.
Yeah.
2 people have brought up Carousel of Progress. And one person.
I'm willing to be swayed.
You're willing to be swayed to what?
Something that's at Epcot.
For a big theater that's not at Epcot?
We'll get to it if we need to.
So if I pick Carousel of Progress, we have a tie.
Oh.
I'm not. Let the X2 go.
Oh.
No, I want Carousel of Progress now.
You can't switch. It's too late.
It's still the X2. It doesn't change
because
the outcome.
you already picked.
No, but Axel's arguments really swayed me. He had a very persuasive argument.
I agree with Axel.
Traditionally, if we do a Disney deathmatch style, that's correct. You're allowed to. You make your argument first and then you vote. But
guys, we have 32 matchups still to go.
Who is it going up to?
It was up to me, but now it's it's still locked.
Like in the
now.
first bracket.
Oh, was it going up again?
Oh, Mad Tea Party, so whatever it is, it's loser.
Yeah.
Well.
Let's take the space thing where everybody vomits.
Space thing. Thank you, Axel. The X2 Deep Space Shuttle is moving on. All right. And with that, we're starting. Let's begin March Madness.
Play the music.
We're working on it. We're working on it. Welcome to March Madness 2021. Again, a tournament of 64 ride vehicles, past and present. You've already met the panel. Let's go over how this is going to work. So we have 32 matchups we're doing tonight, and I'm sure we'll be going overtime because we're already running late. So we have 32 matchups. It's a panel of 7.
7?
Yeah, 7. And so majority rules. Every panelist's vote is worth 5 points. Now, why is that important? That's because there are people at home who pre-registered to play along who can sway things. And Jason, is it correct, they get 2 points when they call in?
That's correct. Every call-in vote is worth 2 points, and every panelist vote is worth 5 points.
There you go. And they know the number to call is, I assume it's our usual number, is that right?
8327 WDWNT7.
Yep. That's the number to call. You have to be pre-registered. If you haven't pre-registered, don't bother. We're going to verify that you're registered. So please don't call unless you register to play. If you missed out, in 2 weeks, we are starting a whole different tournament. There will be pre-registration for that as well. You can play along with us next time. Okay. So there will also be a period for you to call in between rounds. In this case, they're not rounds, but they're what we call regions. So after every 8 matches, we will take a little break. That'll be your time to call in if you haven't yet. And then once that little break is over, that's it. You can't call in for that region anymore.
Will Nick still have his awesome music that gets us all going when somebody called in and like is getting ready to turn?
I don't have access to it.
Can we hum it like we hummed some other things tonight?
There's no humming
I
about
don't
it.
remember what did it sound like? What was it?
Yeah, it was like a
news, breaking news,
yeah,
right?
breaking news. Like,
Yeah, good. I'm glad that's gone.
I'll find
Okay, let's see that we have the brackets for everybody. Can we see the brackets? Oh, flying all over.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So what's the first matchup? The first matchup is the Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea versus the Universe of Energy moving theater car. And we have these. There's the Nautilus. I miss you. Nope, that's Peter Pan's flight. Uh-oh. One moment, please. We're working on it. It's a beautiful Nautilus.
In the meantime, we can look at this
They're
lovely
probably
vehicle.
in a different order than what was expected. Okay. There it is.
Hey.
Aw, missed that too. So there we go. Moving theater car versus the Nautilus. Nick, why don't you start us off?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. I mean, well, I can't say there's nothing special about the big Universe of Energy vehicles, but I mean, the Nautilus is just way too classic. I mean,
it's a Nautilus.
It is. It's a Nautilus. It's gonna. I mean, it's gonna be hard to beat throughout the whole competition just because of the sheer awesomeness of the vehicle itself, watching it in the water, getting inside of it. Whereas, you know, the other thing is just it's just a big platform that you move around on. So, yeah, Nautilus, no doubt.
Okay. Marcy?
Okay, so even though I really, really do not like dark and closed spaces, I'm going to have to also vote for the Nautilus because even though I've never ridden any type of submarine or gone into a submarine, where else could you go into a submarine, really? I mean, and ride in it, you know, besides like walking through just to see it, like if you went to the Intrepid or something. But it's extremely cool. Like I do have a special place in my heart for Universe of Energy. But if I'm really thinking about it, like that ride vehicle was really cool when, you know, it was first built. But now, you know, we have trackless ride systems. Like I know you guys are not like super fans of Runaway Railway, but that trackless ride system is basically, you know, you're moving in and out of things and stuff like that. So it's much better to me than Universe of Energy was. So I think that anyway, Nautilus is what I'm voting for.
By the way, we want to take this moment to say a very happy first birthday to a series of projectors at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Happy birthday.
Oh, wow.
Warrant, time to renew that warranty.
Jason, go ahead.
So the Nautilus is cool and all.
But was it at Epcot?
But it's not at Epcot.
Well, it runs on a track. B, it's not at Epcot. And C, the Intrepid is an aircraft carrier, not a submarine. But that's neither here nor there. Sorry, Marcy.
Have you been to the Intrepid? You can go to the Intrepid and go into a submarine, which I didn't go in. Dave went, but I didn't go. I waited for him because it's too squished. You can go into a submarine at the Intrepid.
In your face.
You can. You can.
Nicolas Cage jumped off of the Intrepid to technically
Guys, we have 31 more of these.
But that was a good fact.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna vote for the moving theater.
Moving theater car. All right. Allison?
Nautilus. No explanation needed.
Okay. Eric?
Nautilus. I yield my time to the gentleman from Belgium.
Go ahead.
I've seen a Nautilus. I've seen the bottom of it. I ordered another one. But how many times do you enter a space where you think like, this is a theater and we're going to look at a movie, and all of a sudden, boom, the screen opens and you just drive in and you see those dinosaurs. Moving theater it is. And somebody ordered me a Nautilus. I would appreciate that, although I don't have a table.
I'm also going Nautilus. So what is that, 25 to 10? Is that right?
Tom did say we could drink out of the themed mug, so you'll be safe.
Yeah, Nick. So it's 25 to 10 Nautilus.
Yeah. All right, next matchup. The next matchup is the horse-drawn trolley versus, well, you're fine. There we go. Horse-drawn trolley. Look, everyone looks so happy and cold. And the Tower of Terror elevator from DisneyHacks.com. I don't know what that is. So maybe they put pizza on top of hamburgers too. DisneyHacks.com. All right, Axel, why don't you lead us off this time?
I'm against animal cruelty, so I'm going to go with the elevator. I think it's poor horse needs to draw everybody.
They like it.
That's what she said. Elevator.
Eric.
Axel swayed me with the animal thing.
Wow.
Lee opened my eyes to this too. I don't like animals being forced to drag people around unless it serves some sort of work purpose. So I'm gonna, and I like the Tower of Terror elevator. It's pretty cool. So Tower of Terror.
Allison, will you be the first to vote for animal cruelty?
No pressure.
No.
He was supposed to be in a bit earlier today.
He was.
No. No, I'm voting for the elevator. I think that they do really, you can take something as simple as an elevator and add to the spookiness of it, and I think they do a really perfect job with it, and that's why I vote for the elevator.
Nick?
Yeah, this one's difficult because in looking at this, I have to make a difference between like visually, cool and is it cool to ride in and all this stuff, and then a little bit of technology. The elevators are cool, but I think the technology is more in the ride system, not necessarily the ride vehicle. And so that's why I'm going to steer clear from the elevator and go with the horses and the trolley, because for kind of the same reasons Marcy was talking about why she wanted the horseless vehicle to get in, because it's just an iconic thing to see on Main Street.
I'm also going to go with the horse-drawn streetcar because the trolley show's on it. It's been on it. It was on bags at one point for merchandise. It's one of the most iconic things in all of Magic Kingdom is that horse-drawn streetcar. It's the heart of Main Street, I think, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I'm going with the streetcar. Marcy?
Yeah, I'm also going with the horse-drawn trolley because, when you walk through Magic Kingdom and you see the trolley show and just the songs that they're singing and stuff, it really brightens up your day, and then you get to ride in it later on. I just love it. Like I think when you think iconic, is anybody like rushing to ride an elevator like the first thing in the morning? Probably not. some people probably are, but
85
if I need to walk 10 flights of stairs, yes.
Oh my
of
gosh.
course,
So
running.
When you're rope dropping Magic Kingdom and you walk in, a lot of people are going to stop and see that trolley show, or they're going to get on a Main Street vehicle and ride up just because of the atmosphere and what it feels like you're stepping into a commercial for Disney when you do that. And when I think of iconic, that's what I think of.
Okay. Jason?
Well, so here's the thing with the horse-drawn trolley. You guys are all talking about like the show or the Dapper Dan singing on it or whatever. That's not a ride vehicle then.
It is it is also a ride vehicle.
It also is, but
is it not cool that you're riding on the thing
talking...
you saw the show come off of in the morning?
It's kind of cool, but you're not evaluating it as a ride vehicle. You're evaluating it as a mobile show platform then. We're trying to evaluate it as a ride vehicle. So is the ride on the vehicle really that extensive or extravagant?
The vehicle's
beautiful.
No. We're not judging
It is.
rides.
Nice
this isn't attractions. This is just the vehicle.
Right, and the vehicle's nice because they paint it.
Well,
I mean, it's also made of wood, and it has like painted, beautiful
I don't
painted
know if
sections.
you can't say for sure they painted it anytime recently.
Wow.
But the Tower of Terror ride vehicle, A, it's trackless. B, it is not really an elevator. It's a trackless ride vehicle that goes into an elevator, but it's not the elevator.
It's just seats in a cage.
It's seats in a cage that moves by itself.
Tuesday evening for Jason.
It's a sentient ride vehicle.
The horse
But
is
also,
sentient.
but also,
The trolley moves by itself.
so this is a really hard one. I mean, this is an 8-9 seed matchup, so it's a really hard one for me. The animal cruelty issue, I think, horses are work animals. I think they're accustomed to that. I don't think they dislike it when you make them do things. So I'm going to go with the horse-drawn trolley.
Wow.
It's not hurting the horse, like, to be clear.
Now, those posters that have the trolley on there, are those attraction posters? Can Jason and Tom debate this for us?
There's no posters on the trolley.
Someone said there was like using
ads.
marketing.
There are ads up in when you sit inside, then up around the top. Yeah, which are beautiful. They're handmade. They're very pretty.
I just wanted to get an
Paris
attraction
one.
poster argument going.
All right, so that's the horse-drawn streetcar trolley has squeaked by, 4-3. What is that? That's
I remember the music now. It goes
20 to 15.
Thank you,
That's
Nick.
15 to 20. So if they call in, you can still do something. So
All
if
right.
you like horsies,
Oh, Axel with the plug.
Well, the horses are winning 20 to 15.
yeah. So if they like them,
Yeah.
don't vote for it. You're against it. You like horsies. You don't want them hurt.
Okay, next. The boat from Living with the Land or a Starjet? Jason, why don't you start us off?
This is easy for me because only one of these is at Epcot. And there aren't many ride vehicles that used to have cast members that would ride with you. And so I'm going to pick the Living with the Land boat.
Marcy?
Sorry, I had to unmute. This is hard because if you're thinking, I'm trying to really think about what this is about. If it's about just the ride vehicle, like Jason's saying, and what it is specifically, I'm going to go with Starjet. If you have to like rip out all of the emotion that goes with, you know, what you're thinking about when you think of the rides, then I'm choosing Starjet. But if it has to do with also like how you feel when you're riding it and stuff like that, then I would go with Living with the Land. But I think I'll just go with Starjet this time.
Since we're early on enough, I think it's worth evaluating again what we're doing, right? It's ride vehicles. We're looking at just the vehicle. So what can the vehicle do? How well themed is the vehicle? What role does the vehicle play in the story? Does it help tell the story? Are you excited just by the ride vehicle? Is it the ride itself that excites you, or does the vehicle play a part of that? Like, those are the things you should really be thinking about. And you should be in some ways disconnecting it from the ride, but in others as far as story and, you know, what is the vehicle capable of? Does it do something cool during the ride, etc.? You know, that's just things to keep in mind, I think, as we march along. Nick?
I'm going to vote for Starjets, you know, and kind of going with what Tom just said. I mean, they would help tell the story of Tomorrowland and just a great visual to see. You don't even have to be riding them to really appreciate that visual. Whereas I feel Living with the Land, again, you know, I have to separate myself from the fondness of the attraction. And it could be, legitimately could be any boat, and the boat doesn't add to it. Whereas Starjets adds to not only, you know, that ride, but the land.
Allison?
Yeah, I think I agree with what Nick was saying, that if, you know, and also, you know, when you're looking at the ride vehicles, I'm kind of taking it from the perspective of, can I look at this vehicle and know what this attraction is going to be about? Does the vehicle itself already tell me what's going to happen? Does it kind of tell the story, or at least encompass the attraction that I'm going to be experiencing? So that's kind of the way that I'm going to kind of approach this. So if I look at the Starjet, I kind of already know, like, oh, this is probably what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to pick the Starjet.
Eric?
To the eye, from a distance, the Starjets are amazing. They set the tone for the land. They're beautiful. As a passenger, anybody want to talk about the experience as a passenger on
They're
that?
not well designed, right? They're a little tight.
Maybe the worst ride vehicle on all of Walt Disney World property as a passenger. And Live with the Land boat. I love that they used to have a cast mounted road on it. It's not the vehicle's fault that was removed, right? Still, they are equipped with technology to allow them to explain to you what you're seeing. So I'm going to go with the Living with the Land boat.
Axel?
I think going to Disney is all about dreams and making your dreams a reality. Can I step into a rocket and go to space? Yes, I can, thanks to Elon Musk. Can I step into a boat and see different ecosystems? Nope. I need to do that at Disney. So it's only possible to live your dream at Disney. So I'm going with Living with the Land boats green thing.
Actually, they have cruises that go to different parts of the world. You know that, right?
They're not operating right now.
Not now.
You can get on a boat.
Can you see all ecosystems on one ride?
Can we just talk about how the guy who just picks based on Epcot is criticizing someone else's method? I want to comment on that.
Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
I guarantee if you were to ask any 10-year-old boy if his dream would be to go through a bunch of ecosystems or fly in a space jet and be an astronaut, I think that you would, hands down, it would be astronaut.
Ask obese 10-year me to get out of that rocket again. Mommy pulling me out. Me crying, I was
It's like
stuck.
Augustus stuck in a Starjet.
Plus, we don't want Axel going around asking 10-year-old boys what they want to do.
Stuck in a Starjet. Marcy, what did you pick again? I forgot.
Just pick the Starjets, right?
Wait, what was this? I don't think I went. Oh, wait,
You
the
did.
Starjet.
Yeah.
Starjet. Oh, so it's tied.
Yeah, I picked Starjet.
It's tied. This is tough because the Starjet better accomplishes the theme, right? It's a cool looking vehicle, I know, because I had one dropped on my head at one point. It's a long story.
What?
My old job, off the loading dock right on my head. It was a Starjet. So they're pretty light, I can tell you that. Very light, fiberglass, easily moved, but you don't want to just throw them on someone. I can't say I've been hit in the head with the Living with the Land boat, though. I can't say that. It's really hard because the boat is kind of unremarkable, but at the same time, there's like a simplicity to it. I'm going to go with the boat. There's just something about it. I don't know, just with the canopy. It didn't have to have a canopy, right? It's an indoor boat ride, but it just accomplishes something so pleasant. I guess they thought it might be sun coming through the glass ceiling. It's not
Or people throwing food out of a restaurant at your head.
Yeah, so I'm going with the veggie boat, Living with the Land. So that's another
Veggie boat,
20 to
boat.
15.
Living with the land.
All right, next matchup. We have the Link Chair from Avatar Flight of Passage versus the world famous Jungle Cruise. Oh boy, I'm going to start us off this time. I'm going to go with the Jungle Cruise boat. I mean, it's possibly the most iconic ride vehicle, right? The boat is part of the story. The boat is kind of the star of the ride. It's called the Jungle Cruise, and in the backstory, you're with a navigation company where you've paid to be on this cruise. So the boat is a vital part of the story and the star, and it's such a big part of the storyline and the jokes, and they've got a cool look to them, man. Jungle Cruise. Nick?
Totally agree. You know, it bugs me that the Flight of Passage vehicle can't make it past the first round here. Because it's full of technology. It's really, really cool. Like, but I mean, visually, I mean, it doesn't hold a candle to any other attraction. I mean, you really can't put it in there for its visual aspects. Just The only, I'd vote for it based on its technical aspects, but it's going up against, like you said, one of the most iconic vehicles. So
it's a fun vehicle, though, right? The back pops up, and you have the screen and the handle.
It's incredible.
You feel cool sitting there, right?
It is
and
incredible.
that's exciting. It's like I've never sat in a thing like this before. What's going to happen?
It should not go out in the first round, but I have a feeling it will. But we'll see.
It has to, right? Allison?
Doesn't have to.
One of these, you have a whole merchandise line. You can buy a cookie jar version of this. People want merchandise of the Jungle Cruise skipper's boat for a reason. Yeah. That's one of the if you said, hey, name an iconic ride vehicle at the Disney parks, one of the first things that you're going to say is the skipper boat. And that's where my vote's going.
I desperately want a link chair cookie jar now.
When you grab the lid, make sure to hold on to both handlebars.
You put your hand on it, you can feel it breathing.
Or any other sort of merchandise you can.
You'll be linked to a cookie using powerful psionic amplification. Eric, go ahead.
I agree. The technology of the link chair is super cool, right? You feel like electronic pulsations. You have like the thing breathing.
Like you're in the sharper image.
Yeah, but like you can feel the Banshee breathing with like your legs.
It's so cool.
It's like you're in the sharper image.
Yeah. I don't like that I can see just how fat my face is when I look down at the little screen. It's probably my least favorite thing. You look down, you're wearing these glasses. You're like, whoa!
Look how much
being attacked by a hippopotamus.
And you're leaning like this. It's worse when you have when you have eyeglasses and then the glasses and then the mask. It's just, I don't want to be reminded of what my face looks like for a long period of time.
But I think the Jungle Cruise boat is so iconic. Each of them has their own name. Maybe you can even assign them personalities. I don't know, but
like
what?
Nothing.
Like a child.
You said each has their own name. I said like children.
Yeah, like children. And Tom probably knows all their names and birth dates. But I think they're so iconic. I think I can see them making a very deep run. I'm going with the Jungle Cruise boats.
Axel?
This hurts me. This is like choosing between two of your children. Although one from time to time gives you a headache or makes you vomit, you still love it.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the other hand, it's like, it's the Jungle Cruise. It's also one of the few rides that gets a seasonal layover. So yeah.
Actually, that has nothing to do with the ride vehicle.
They decorate the boat.
They decorate the boat.
The boat they decorate.
They give the boat another name.
That's true.
They change the name. It fits. That's what's
mistletoe. They have the little garland.
Nice. It's not only like, hey, we're doing something with the ride. No, it's like the ride vehicle itself.
It is the ride, right? It's the heart and soul of it.
So I'm gonna choose for the kit that doesn't make me vomit and go for the Jungle Cruise boats.
Jason.
So, along with Nick,
nothing's at Epcot.
I really want a link chair wishable. But because the only thing that I have is a Jungle Cruise boat wishable at the moment, I'm going to have to go with Jungle Cruise.
Marcy?
So, I really like the Jungle Cruise boats. I think they are definitely iconic. But when I look at this list, there are so many boats on this list. And Jungle Cruise is not the one that I would choose out of all the boats. And I think it'd be really cool to have something like the link chair go on. So I'm going to vote for the link chair.
Wow. She kept it from the sweep. So that's a 30-5 for Jungle Cruise.
Yeah. We actually, before Marcy even voted for the link chair, we had a call-in vote for the link chair.
Wow.
So it's 30-7 right now.
I'll get it next week.
It's fine. All right, let's move on. We got to keep moving.
Let me remind people who are watching along at home, if you're watching the bracket on the website, you can refresh and the scores will update. I'm updating the scores as we go. So you at home will actually see the call-ins before we announce them because I'm updating them as we go.
Is there a link where everyone can watch?
Yeah, it's at wwnt.com/mm, and it's the online bracket. I'll put it in the YouTube chat.
Okay. All right, the next matchup. What do we got? It is The People Mover versus the Run Amok Railroad.
Oh, boy.
Allison, start us off.
Oh, People Mover. People Mover.
Well, I will say the best part about Runaway Railway is the ride vehicle.
I like the pre-show when that existed.
Yeah, the pre-show, but the ride vehicle. But I mean, the People Mover, it floats on a field of magnetic energy. Sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, magnets, how do they work, right? So I got to go with the People Mover.
Axel.
I really love Mickey's Runaway Railway. That's what they call it. Especially Goofy in that train. I love to see him, like to hear.
Panasonic Projector Goofy.
But on the other hand, there's only one place you can go for people watching. If there's one thing that I like at Walt Disney World, it's people watching. So I'm going to have to go with the People Mover.
So close the curtains in your hotel room.
Marcy.
Even if they're closed.
Yeah, I can't not vote for the People Mover. So People Mover.
Jason.
This one's easy because Run Amok Railroad is not really even a train. And the People Mover.
Does Jason know Big Thunder isn't really a train?
Don't spoil it.
No, don't.
No,
ruin it.
but the People Mover actually has a train track and train wheels that the cars run on.
That was designed
and
to be
this stupid
transportation.
railroad doesn't. It has rubber tires. It's like fake. So I am going with the People Mover.
He's not better at all.
I will think
Nick?
about that when I drive home with my fake car and my rubber
talking
tires.
over each other. Nick, go ahead.
We can't let Run Amok Railroad get shut out on its birthday,
Excuse me?
can we?
Excuse me?
Oh,
I'm going to
Do
throw
it,
you
Nick.
through the new
Do it.
backdrop.
No, no.
on its birthday.
Do it, Nick.
Yes, we can. People Mover.
Thank you. Oh, what's Tom gonna pick? I'm gonna say something in fairness.
Okay.
I think it is really cool when you're standing at the load station and the train comes in and the wheels actually move and the bell moves. Like that is, I think, other than the pre-show, the coolest thing about Runaway Railway. But then that door opens and it's chopped off top of head Goofy because the budget ran out. People Mover.
Yeah.
That's a blowout. 35-0 People Mover.
That's where I was proposed to.
Happy birthday, you piece of trash. All right, next. Happy birthday. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. All right, we've got the Omni Mover from the World of Motion or the Great Movie Ride Theater Car. Why don't I just go first and get out of the way? Great Movie Ride Theater Car, thank you. Okay, Jason, go ahead. We know what you're going to pick.
Only one of these was at Epcot. And
Well,
that
one was
World of
supposed to
Motion outdoor track part of World of Motion is like an iconic postcard picture from every early Epcot book or anything. You see the Omni Mover there and that outdoor track with the glass rail on it. It's just iconic. It's the only Omni Mover that actually you can see. Like you're designed to see it from the outside of the attraction as it goes around. And so I'm going with World of Motion, Omni Mover.
Marcy?
I agree with Jason. I think that it was so cool being able to see the Omni Mover go up and around outside of the building, and then it was even more cool to be riding in it and remember, oh, I was down there, in line watching all these people go up. So I miss it, and I'm gonna vote for that because I really liked it.
I liked when the World of Motion car would get hijacked. Oh, wait, that's another wrong thing. So, Allison, go ahead.
Oh, Great Movie Ride vehicle.
Okay. Eric?
World of Motion.
You guys are killing me. I'm dying inside. Axel?
I'm not old enough to know what the other thing is in Epcot. So I'm just going to go with the one I know, and that's the Great Movie Ride.
Nick, I think you're the last one.
Yeah, I mean, I adored World of Motion, but I feel like people who voted for it are giving reasoning because they like the ride, nothing to do with the vehicle. I don't
The
remember,
ramp doesn't have anything to do with the vehicle.
I don't remember anything remarkable about the vehicle, as much as that was my favorite ride at Epcot as a
Plain
kid.
Omnimover car.
So, I mean, I have to go with the Great Movie Ride vehicle because the interaction with the cast member. I mean,
The ability to like have someone hijack it.
yeah,
Isn't that so cool?
yeah, it's cool. It plays a part in the story.
But does that actually have to do with the vehicle itself? I mean, if you're looking
They
at the
absolutely
vehicle
are
itself, if
driving
you're
the
saying,
vehicle.
You all made the
If
point
you're
about the
saying-
living
no,
with the
they're
land
not.
boat.
They leave.
There's
They
there's
leave
like
and
a
you're on your own,
cockpit,
so they're
and
not
people,
driving it.
different people come in the cockpit.
It's not just a place to sit that moves you around. It's an interactive piece that's used in the story. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna keep moving.
Yeah.
Obviously, people can sway that. That's very close. All right, next up. What's next? The Horizons vehicle versus. Nope. Uh-oh.
Gee, I wonder what's
It's a
gonna.
carousel horse, not that thing.
We know what the carousel horse looks like.
V-Mix is the worst. All right, carousel horse or just get it off the screen. It's fine. There. We're all trying to go back to Horizons, Warren. We've all been trying for many years. All right, Horizons versus a carousel horse from Prince Charming Regal Carousel. Jason, just vote for Horizons to get over with.
There's nothing unique about the carousel horses.
They were built in
Just horses.
1917 and they're handcrafted. I know we're all going to pick
Yeah.
Horizons, but let's not dismiss the carousel horses,
No.
right?
But I mean, they're no different than a carousel horse from a lot of other carousels at a lot of other theme parks that have very old carousels.
Sure.
Like there's 3 within an hour of my house that have carousels that were built in the early 1900s too.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
fair.
unique.
It's not a love seat with a roof and buttons.
That's right. There's no buttons.
But did Walt Disney pick out those other carousel horses?
The Horizons vehicle. He
picked out the
He
Horizons.
sure
He
did.
was at a
Sure.
he was at a Lazy Boy store. I was like, take that. I want the one with the roof. Marcy.
This is hard because I have a really deep appreciation for how much work goes into making those carousel horses. And if you think of iconic Disney ride vehicle, something that's in the marketing, something that, you know, is in every commercial is, you know, a child on the carousel horse. However, the Horizons Omnimover was so cool because I loved being able to choose where, you know, what horizon we were going to go to, and we would choose a different one each time, and that was so very different from anything of its time. So I think I'm gonna go with the Horizons vehicle.
Allison?
I have to go with the carousel horse. I think that the one of the points that Marcy made, that the amount of time and craft and the amount of details that has to go into each and every single one of those pieces is, you know, can't be dismissed. So I think I'm going to be voting
I thought
for.
you were against animal cruelty.
It's it's not, but it's not real, Jason.
Don't tell Jason.
It's not. I mean,
Don't ruin it.
Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm gonna vote for the carousel horse.
All right.
I don't know anything that separates the carousel horses at Disney World from a million carousel horses like them, a million carousels in general like them at state fairs, county fairs, junky theme parks, nice theme parks. There's nothing special about them. They're cool. They make for a good photo op. The Horizon ride vehicle, though, I mean, you had dividers that came out. You had, for a little privacy, if you were with someone special, you had the buttons where you could choose the ending of the ride. It was great. I don't know. You can't beat Horizon. It was great.
Axel?
If you have for lunch, if you choose the right mushrooms, the carousel is the best thing you can get because you can just like wander off like in Mary Poppins. Plus, I'm not old enough
How
to
many
know
mushrooms
what
did you have?
Horizons is, so I'm gonna go with the carousel.
Okay. Nick?
Yeah. I've never had a fight with my mom on the carousel about the ending of my carousel ride. But on Horizons, every time she pushed the wrong button, I got so upset. I was like, Mom!
Which scene did you want?
Usually the sea.
The sea.
That was my favorite. So definitely, Horizons, fun ride vehicle, interactive.
So Marcy made a really good point about how the carousel's in marketing, right? Like it's such a vital part of the experience. Do you know who else had the carousel in their marketing? The Westchester County Fair. So I'm going to go with Horizons. The Westchester County Fair. There's the jingle. All right. So that's 25 to 10, right? Yeah, for Horizons.
Correct.
All right, what's next?
Is it?
There it is, that piece of garbage. The Primeval World Time Machine versus the pirate ship from Peter Pan's Flight. Let's make this one quick, shall we, Axel?
I'm going to go with the ride that is politically correct.
Wow.
And take Peter Pan's pirate ship.
Eric?
Pirate ship, there's no discussion.
Allison?
Pirate ship.
Nick?
Pirate ship.
I'm taking pirate ship. Marcy?
Yep, Peter Pan's Flight, pirate ship.
Jason?
I'm against animal cruelty. And so, I'm going to pick the time machine.
I don't
When all the dinosaurs got destroyed by a meteor?
Yeah.
Animal
that
cruelty.
was very cruel.
That was cruel.
Very
That
cruel.
was very cruel.
How dare that asteroid?
Plus, Primeval World was like my favorite.
Did everyone
There's
go?
a video on YouTube of me and Tom with hair on Primeval World.
I've seen that
Well,
video.
Tom
That's
still
great.
has hair,
Yeah.
Jason. Tom
Thank
still
you.
has hair.
So it's
just
30
on
to
you.
5.
Not
30
one
to
on YouTube
5.
of us on Pirates.
30 to 5 for Peter Pan. All right. What's the next one?
That's it for this round.
Oh, is that it? Yeah, okay, that's the region. We did it. That's the region. All right.
All right.
We're going to give you a couple minutes. Put the phone number up, if we can. The phone number is 8327-WDWNT7. That's 8327-WDWNT7. You have a couple moments to call in for any of those matchups that just happened. And in the meantime, we're going to take a side journey to the wonderful world of psychotic comments.
Walt Disney presents
We have another theme this week. All the comments this week are about the new Harmonious barge. Tom tweeted out a photo that just said, "Caption this." So I'm not sure. Do we have the original? No. Okay. So the first one.
No, it's
so
just the
basically
red
the
one. It said caption
Harmonious
this, yeah.
barge. So here's the. Here's some of the best captions here. Go to the first one. A lot of people did this one. Our Stargate.
Yeah, everyone's calling it the Stargate.
Yeah. Television show. Next one. I soar. The giant O. I got like this next one, a Simpsons reference here. Metal jagged crustios. Yeah. Inside every box.
Oh.
I love this next one. If you love it, then you should put a ring on it. Shouldn't you put a ring on it? Then you shouldn't put a ring on it.
Yeah, I don't know, but we got the idea.
Exactly. With Beyonce there.
From the Orange Bird.
Yeah. Should have read that one first. Next one. Apparently it looks like the Fortnite Travis Scott concert stage.
It's the best one because it looks accurate.
It's so spot on. It is.
That's actually it.
It actually is.
It's the ring from Fortnite.
This one from...
it's you.
Yeah, I guess not me. No. Forewarned, they could host the Olympics. I love that one. Yes.
I like that one.
Next one from Jay Simmons, Bolog, reimagining the future. Yes, it is reimagining the future. That's it.
Okay.
Next one from @Unsharpened. I hope to one day throw my mask off this. Me both. How about this next one? One ring to rule them all.
It's the font.
Oh, look at that. We got great graphics, people.
Oh, man.
How about this next one? It's happening, deal with it. Along the same lines from @Eat Your Candy, a portal for all the barge haters to disappear through.
Boo.
Yeah, throw them all through there.
Stop settling. You paid $140 to be there.
It looks like this as well, the roller coaster from Family Guy, where Peter just went round and around and around.
I've never even seen that episode. I don't know what that is.
How about this next one? Harmonious Age of Ultron.
Yeah, it does look like the ship.
It does.
Yeah.
Very much does. How about the next one? The World Showcase Backlot Tour. Basically.
I want to see the friendship boats just look like floating trams.
Things should not be on stage.
It's Catastrophe Lagoon.
At Main Street, Dad wrote, DCA and Six Flags announced the birth of their new child. Universal Orlando demands a paternity test, claiming the child as their own.
And the test said, you are the father.
Another Marvel one, Doctor Strange's portal. Definitely looks like we can see some Avengers jumping through there. At Bobby D56 wrote, cornhole, anyone? I like this one from at Jake Coonfair. When you overcorrect a minor problem for the last time. That's what that looks like. That's what you get. At Resort Ears, dang, this better bring Walt back. He's rolling in his grave. How about this next visual? The Love Boat.
Oh, that's a good one.
See Betty White in there and the gang.
It's fantastic.
At Vince G222 said, don't remember seeing this particular donut during the death match between Nick and Tom.
It's kind of hard.
That would have killed us. At Zach Skellington wrote, Loop addition to test track nearly complete.
This is 7.
Yeah, someone said this is test. That's what test 7 is. We finally found it.
That's where track B went.
Oh my gosh. At Resort Ears gave us this one. Ooh, a thumb ring.
Wow.
Next one is enjoy our new daytime fireworks show. This one, next one, and it burns, 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 the ring of Epcot. The ring of Epcot.
You were trying to sing Johnny
Yeah, I was trying to sing Johnny Cash. Where's Eric when I need him?
Oh,
Eric,
man.
can you sing this one for me?
What? There's
like
Johnny
Cash. Go for it.
And it burn, burn, burn.
I don't think anyone can hear you.
Like a ring of Epcot.
Oh, he doesn't have his thing.
No, it's fine.
At Writer Disney, it could be worse. Couldn't put him here.
It's beautiful.
At Ricky BLV wrote, we stole your Velocicoaster and put it in the lake.
That does look like a roller coaster.
This next one, this is about as magical as Bob Chapek's leadership.
Ooh. You get a phone call about that one.
At Say with Style Vieiro, fun fact, the Earth globe from Illuminations can fit through this monstrosity. I think it can, right?
Yeah,
it can.
Absolutely.
It can.
Yeah, a couple of them, like 6 of them. This next one's from at Ripped Off 14, Big Hero 6.
Yeah, I didn't
Does look like
remember
the
this. A
portal.
lot of people brought this up. I didn't
Yeah.
remember this thing, yeah.
Looks exactly like that. At WC, that's me. Hadron, sponsoring new Harmonious show in World Showcase Lagoon with the model of a particle accelerator.
Hadron.
Hadron,
Hadron.
isn't that what I said? Yeah, that's what I said. At Laurent Dreams. It was actually all along. Oh boy.
That's a good one.
At Mark Fidrich 1, how about a giant hamster wheel?
Aww.
I'd love to see that giant hamster. This next one, oh, I love this one. A little Austin Powers reference. Throw me a friggin' bone.
What? Oh my
Yes.
God!
It is. It is. It's the portal from Austin Powers.
It just looks like a sci-fi portal. Yeah.
Yeah. This next one's from Secret Ghost Man. I heard that if you stand in the America section and shoot your bow through the ring while aiming at Spaceship Earth, an ice arrow appears. I can see people shooting arrows through that. Just a dream
I'll
away.
be shooting for my own park.
Just a dream away. Isn't that ring
Yeah,
that showed up
there
over
it
New York
is.
in Infinity War?
Yeah.
There's the big ship. At Chris Holm wrote in, if this is some kind of portal that gets me from UK to Florida in less than 9 hours, I'm all for it. At Brian's World wrote, me, the blue building looks bad. Harmonious? Just wait. At Null Vector says, parts of the most unhidden Mickey ever arrive at Epcot for assembly.
They tweeted like the rings.
And the last one at Nagus Cook, now we can start building the EPC and T.
Those are good ones. Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
Those are fun. All right.
All right.
Well, that means the phone lines are closed, Jason. Close the phone lines,
Yes,
and let's
and,
get back. What was that?
We've had a request. We've had a request to explain how the call-in votes work because apparently people didn't read the emails that I sent them today.
Okay.
So I'm going to explain it quickly.
Okay.
Everybody who registered, that means you had to register before 3 p.m. today. Everyone who registered should have got an email with their 4 team picks and 2 vote codes. So the way the call-ins work is that one time during the course of today, you can call in and add 2 points to the score of any team you want to try to sway the vote. And you need the vote code in order to do that. If you don't have the vote code in the email in front of you, please don't call in because Alicia and Eric will not want to sit there and wait while you try to find the email.
Yep.
You have a few minutes after the end of the round to call in, and then we lock that round. So as of right now, the first quadrant here in round 1 is locked, and we will start taking calls for the second quadrant as soon as we start discussing it.
All right. Do we have any score updates?
It looks like Nautilus got another vote, so Nautilus is now at 29. Horse-drawn trolley and Tower of Terror elevator both got some votes, but didn't change the outcome. Living with the Land got a vote. That didn't change the outcome. Runamuck Railroad still didn't get any votes.
People who had it didn't even want to fight for it.
World of Motion got a vote, but that didn't change the outcome. And that's Pirate Ship got a vote, but that didn't change the outcome.
Okay, so nothing has changed. All right. So
Nothing
let's
has
begin. Let's begin the next round. Let's have at it. All right. What do we got? What's the first thing we got up here? The Big Thunder Mountain Railroad train, which Jason, I have to tell you, is not a real train, versus a rocket from Space Mountain. This is a good matchup. Very similar. Nick, why don't you start us off?
Really? I mean, just in general, I like trains better than spaceships. Fun
It's like
fact.
a discussion we'd have in kindergarten during recess. Trains are better than spaceships.
Just in case you were looking for Christmas presents for me.
Okay, good to know.
So I think I have to vote for the Big Thunder train. There's just something I love about that train. Can't even necessarily put my finger on it. I love the look of it.
Yeah.
I love watching it, from afar. I love being on it, on the ride itself. So can't say all those things necessarily about the Space Mountain vehicle.
Allison?
Yes, I'm going to vote for the Thunder Mountain train as well. I mean, the rockets are neat, but they're not they don't make as much of an impression as the trains do.
Eric?
I think one cool thing about the rockets is even though they're kind of hard to get in and out of.
Yeah.
Eric will be voting purely on ease of getting in and out
Egress
of
and
the
ingress.
vehicle.
It's important.
So
Right?
good.
No, but even though you're sitting very low, you feel like you're sitting very high because the vehicle's kind of small.
Yeah.
So you're sitting up, and it adds to that kind of fear when you're riding Space Mountain, like you might whack your head on a beam. I don't know. It's probably irrational at 5'11", but you know, I would like to see Shaq ride that and sit up the whole time. So that it does enhance the ride experience. Yeah. But Big Thunder, I think, also enhances the ride experience because you're just kind of flying around, and there's like room to slide around in there to make it feel a little bit more wild. And I just like the aesthetic a little better. I'm going to go with Big Thunder.
Axel?
It's pretty hard because like I'm attached to Space Mountain. Like literally, I was attached. It took like 3 cast members to get me out. Still, I do prefer this crazy mine train. So I'm gonna go for Big Thunder.
Eric had a good point. I really like that. That was going to be my thing. I just like the thoughtfulness of the design of the Space Mountain rocket. Right, adds to the thrill because you feel like you're kind of out of it, like with the T-bar restraint, but you're kind of half out of the seat, and sometimes it feels like you're going to fly out, and it's really fun. Big Thunder, though, the fact that there's the engine in the front. Having the engine in the front and being behind, it's just cool. It's just a cool vehicle. I'm going to go with Big Thunder also. Jason?
Well, one of these is not a real train, and the other one is not a real spaceship. But one of them runs on train tracks with train wheels, and that's the People Mover. But Big Thunder Mountain also runs on train tracks with train wheels, and so I'm voting for Big Thunder Mountain.
Marcy?
I can't follow your logic, Jason.
No, we just let him.
Anyway.
Just let him rant for 30 seconds. It'll be over.
I really love trains, but when I look at Big Thunder Mountain, I don't really like how it's designed on the outside. I don't like the paint of the cars. It almost looks like too plastic. I don't. I feel like it just looks too plastic. I love just I love the railroad, the Walt Disney World Railroad. That's the train that I like. But the Big Thunder Mountain, I just feel like it looks too plastic. I don't really like it. But I really think that the Space Mountain vehicles are really, really cool because I mean, like you guys have said, you feel like you're gonna fly out. You don't, I've threatened my kids that they cannot put their hands up because they're not gonna hit anything because they test them, but you're scared, and if the lights come up, like you feel like you're gonna just hit something, and it's really neat to go up there and look around and you see the stars and you really feel like you're in space. I mean, and the ride vehicle really contributes to that because of the way that it looks, how rickety it feels, and how you're just like squished in there. So it definitely contributes to how you're feeling when you ride it. So I'm going to go with the Space Mountain.
Well, that keeps it from being a blowout, but that's a 30-5 for Big Thunder Mountain. Although in Paris, they don't look plastic.
In Paris, I was just going to say, Marcy, you're going to love Disneyland Paris Big Thunder. That looks like, the real deal. I mean, but it's Tony's Park. Of course, Big Thunder is good. What do you want?
Okay.
I'm not old enough to know what the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad looks like in Paris, so.
Wow. All right.
Marcy, I can't follow your arguments.
We move on, please.
That has been Axel's argument this whole time, so just trying to pick on him a little bit.
Does this go into space? Can I just What's the next one? A friendship boat, which is a ride vehicle because it does travel within Epcot and is on the map, mind you. And the Super Stretch Limo from Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. Marcy, why don't you start us off?
I was hoping I'd have an extra couple minutes to think about this, but I'm gonna go with the limo because as much as that ride gives me pain, I think that it's extremely cool that you're in a stretch limo and that you're going from 0 to 60 like super fast. And I just love how that limo like really contributes to the theme of the ride, like you're going to a concert. Whereas the friendship boats, I mean, I really like riding them, but there's no real theming to the boat. It's just a boat, you know.
Well, both of them go to a concert, though, right? So Rock and Roller Coaster goes to Aerosmith, and the friendship boat goes to Sister Hazel. So they both go.
Smash Mouth.
They both go to a concert. Sorry. Jason, go ahead.
So I can't tell you how many friends I met on the friendship boats over the course of the years.
Is that where you meet all of your friends?
That's all of my good friends. Yes, I didn't meet Tom on the friendship boat, of course. I
Wow.
met him in Central New Jersey. But
explains a lot.
Everything's starting to make sense.
Plus, only one of these two are at Epcot, so I'm voting for the friendship boat.
Nick.
Yeah, I'm a little afraid I'm gonna vote based on like my affinity for the friendship boat here, but I just can't think of any good reason to vote for the stretch limo. I mean, I get Marcy's point, and I'm trying to be logical here, but I think I'm gonna have an affinity for ride vehicles that are also outside because it just adds to not only the ride you're on but the environment, and that's going to be true for a few things we talk about, and I think the friendship boats are one of those. I look at the Rock and Roller Coaster like any other roller coaster vehicle. I don't really. I guess I never really care about the vehicle I'm in when I'm on a roller coaster as much as I would other attractions. So, friendship boat.
We literally just argued 2 roller coasters before this. Allison, go ahead.
I'm going to vote for the limo. I feel like when I look at the friendship boats, they're really cute, but I also feel like they could do a little bit more with it. I feel like they can make them look a little bit more whimsical. So that's why I'm voting for the limo.
Eric?
So I like the friendship boats, but I never ride them in the park. I mean, I very, very rarely ride them in the park. I'll use them as transportation outside the park.
Yeah.
But that's not really within the scope of this discussion. So the friendship boats, I guess they're air conditioned. That's great. But are they air conditioned? I don't even know.
No, they are the worst ventilated vehicles I've ever been in my life.
Okay, so they're. I don't even know. I
They
very
used to
rarely
have air
ride them.
conditioning.
What's that?
They used to have air
I
conditioning.
feel like
so.
it never
Because
worked.
They have that kind of
remember
rumbly.
Once as a kid, I remember once as a kid, we were in the friendship boat, and
felt
it was
a little
raining out, so
breeze.
we were all soaking wet. And they had to have the air conditioner on to keep the windows from fogging up because it was also hot out.
Oh.
And so we're in the friendship boat, and I'm complaining, why do they have the freaking air conditioner on? We're soaking wet. And the boat pilot said to me, well, I could turn the air conditioner off, except then the windows would get fogged up, and we would probably run into something. So it's your choice. And I said, okay, leave the air conditioner on.
By the way, I love
That's a
the
vivid memory
way.
of one of my childhood trips to Epcot. So I know for a fact they used to have air conditioning.
No.
Jason, I love the way how you spell captain, boat pilot. Very nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, and the limo is just, it's kind of cool. I'm going to go with the limo.
Axel?
I have some strong feelings for the friendship boat, especially like around my legs and arms when those mosquitoes bite me and I need to scratch.
Oh, jeez.
So make it a stretch. You know what? Make it a super stretch.
I can't believe this even the friendship boats got votes because the Rock and Roller Coaster limo, I think, is so iconic. That front car is just cool. And think about the lead up to the ride. You come out of the studio, and when you come into the alley, the first thing you see is the front of the car. It pulls around the corner, and it just blasts off. And then you see the back, too, with the fins. It's a cool roller coaster train, and I stand by that. I think it's the coolest roller coaster train I have seen in my life to this point. And I'm looking at you, Velocicoaster. Yeah, it's okay looking. Everyone calm down, you coaster weirdos. All right, so that's that. Oh my, what a beautiful train. It's not themed to anything. It's just a coaster. Calm down. All right, so that's, What, 25-10 for Rock and Roller Coaster? Okay, next matchup, what do we got? A motor car from Mr. Toad's Wild Ride versus Slinky Dog Dash. Jason, lead us off.
So only one of these two things is so poorly designed and maintained that they have to put covers over it because it gets destroyed by people just in the course of everyday operation. The other one goes to hell and back and doesn't seem worse for wear. And so I'm absolutely going with the motor car.
I thought both of these go to hell.
Well,
Marcy, go ahead.
one of them you're already there, so.
I like Slinky. I'm voting for Slinky because I think it's really cool that you get to ride in an iconic toy. That, you know, it's really cool for kids to be able to watch the movies and be able to ride in something that looks exactly like one of the characters. And also, I think that Slinky is a really fun coaster. I mean, I personally enjoy it more than Mine Train because of the different speeds you go. I just think it's really fun. It's a very fun ride, and I really like that you get to ride inside of a character.
Allison?
I do like the Slinky vehicle. I think it's very, very cute, especially when you're in Toy Story Land and you see it coming towards you. But I definitely don't think it's better than the motor car. The car is just, it's so cute and so classic. I'm voting for the Mr. Toad's car.
Eric?
I think the Slinky Dog vehicle is really like adorable when it comes rolling up the first time you see it. People look like they're having fun. But nothing is, I'm not letting Mr. Toad's motor car get knocked out in the first round by something from Toy Story Land. It's not going to happen. Motor car for me.
You kids take your Toy Story and Axel.
I was disappointed in both of them because we in Paris have the original Slinky Dog.
Oh, the zigzag spin.
Ours still got his tail. Plus, I was also disappointed in Mr. Toad's Wild Ride because they didn't have fish and chips. Still, I'm going to go with Mr. Toad.
For the people giving Axel a weird look, Toad Hall in Paris is a restaurant, which, by the way, has the best theme park fish and chips I've ever had. It's very good.
My disappointment, exactly.
That interior, though, oh my God, so pretty. I don't know who's left. Nick? Go ahead.
I kind of wanted Slinky Dog to get past the first round, but like, because I like that ride vehicle, and put it separate from the ride. But I really like the idea of that ride vehicle. I don't know if it was executed as well as it could have been, probably. But I mean, Mr. Toad's motor car is classic. It's adorable. It's amazing in every way. The aesthetic is perfect. And it's just fun to sit in, and like Eric said, it can't get knocked out in the first round, not by a Slinky Dog.
Yeah. Slinky is cute. Like, I don't like the land. The train, it was a cute idea, right? But the Toad car is like the gold standard of classic Disney, right? Of all the Fantasyland dark rides. I know the pirate ship at Peter Pan we're talking about too, but like the Mr. Toad car, it takes the sharp turns, and the fact that you could spin the steering wheel, and you can pretend you're driving. It's just like the angular, cool. The design looked like it was out of the movie, which some of the other ones didn't always look like. I don't know. I just felt like the Toad car really just felt like I am in Mr. Toad's car. Like I'm in the movie. And I just love that. Who doesn't? It's one of the most iconic vehicles they've ever done.
Yep.
Toad. So is that all but one for Toad? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So 30-5 for Toad. All right, what's next? A Kali River Rapids raft versus the Astro Orbiter. Axel, start us off.
I can make a choice between not getting out of a ride or being soaked in a ride. At least I will dry up in the Florida weather, so I'm going to go with Cali boat raft thing.
Eric?
go to the trashiest theme parks in the world. The Cali River Rapids thing is there, right?
Yeah.
Every theme park has this same round I mean,
You know what none of them have? Spinners.
I agree, but there's a certain iconography that's associated with this ride. One
Hey,
is
watch
just,
your words.
Okay.
Iconography, please.
Astro Orbiter.
Astro Orbiter. Allison.
On the air, Eric.
I'm voting for the Cali River Rapids.
Wow.
I think that I like that they have, they take something can be super plain, and then they add the little backpacks, and they add the little like life preservers to it, and they add a little something to it, and I think that that's kind of neat.
Burn down a forest, right?
Exactly.
There you
all,
go.
all in one trip.
Marcy.
Yeah, I can't vote for Cali River Rapids. I mean that family raft ride thing, like it's everywhere. So I really have to go with sorry, what was the other one? I just forgot. Astro Orbiter.
She loves it so much.
I love the space.
These are junk. Jason, go
No,
ahead.
I just blanked.
These are junk. I don't really want to vote for either one of them. And I mean, Eric's point about the Cali River raft, that's an off-the-shelf raft that you could find in many, many amusement parks. But the problem is you can also find spinner rides that go up and down in many, many amusement parks. This is like a toss-up for me. I don't really like either one.
Yeah, but you're talking about the ride system. You're not talking about the ride vehicle. You don't find Astro Orbiters in other parks. You just find rides that go around. That's a criticism of the ride system.
You find those in Disneyland Paris. You don't find Cali Rapid Rose boats things in Paris.
Oh, Jason, what are you picking?
I'm just going to go with the space.
Space rocket.
The space thing.
Nick?
Yeah, I'm with a few of you. I don't want either one of these to make it into round two. I mean, you had the Star Jets, which had an iconic classic look, and now you have these Astro Orbiters that I think look so junky. I'm not a big fan of the design. It was actually Allison that kind of swayed me here to vote for Cali River Rapids because of the actual little bit of aesthetic they put in. I get that these are a dime a dozen, but they actually tried to make them fit the theme, and they have the cool place where you keep your phone from getting wet in the middle of the thing. I love that technology. So,
what no one's brought up is like they went to this single row seating on Astro Orbiter, and it is for anyone of any age the hardest vehicle to get in and out of. It is so poorly designed just so they could keep the same infrastructure for the necessary weights. I have to pick Cali just because it's functional. I think design-wise, the Astro Orbiter looks cooler, but at the same time, it just doesn't function. It's painful, especially when you get to the top and the G-force is kicking. It's just a hard metal side. Your ribs go in. No, I don't want to pick either of these, but Cali, just because it actually is a comfortable vehicle, I'm going with Cali. So that Cali squeaks it out.
Yeah.
Barely.
So Lee and I went on Astro Orbiters on a live stream, and they go, one vehicle or two? I was like, one, because I was really focused on live streaming, and to watch the two of us cram into that Astro Orbiter and the centrifugal force knocking me against her leg and her screaming the whole time.
It's a good thing you two are dating.
Yeah.
All right, what's next? It's a Small World boat.
What a picture.
Oh, that's what we had. Versus. Nope. Oh, that's it. No, you're right. You're right. It is the Anandapur Rail Service train from Expedition Everest. I'm going to start us off. I'm going to pick the Small World boats. I know they're just boats, but they're colorful and bright and fun, and I hate Everest. And I don't think it's a well-themed train other than the stupid thing on the back. I don't know. I just didn't know the engine on the back is like, maybe that's a real thing, but I don't think people get it. The steam never works anyway. I don't think people get it.
But it's a train.
How many trains have you seen where the engine's in the back? Like, it's probably a real thing they saw, and they're like, oh, well, we should have this. I don't know. I just don't like that train. It doesn't do anything for me. It's just a beaten up train. It's nothing Big Thunder didn't already do, right? I don't know. I'm picking the Small World boat. Nick, go ahead.
Train.
Wow.
Not even close. Not even close. The boat's a floating platform. The train is cool. The train has a cool aesthetic to it. The train has cool logos. I like the fact that it's different and the fact that we have the engine in the back. It sets it apart from your other trains. So
the Small World boat, though, changed the world, right? Like, that was introduced at the World's Fair and inspired how many rides after it? Like, that boat is such an important ride vehicle in the history of theme parks.
The boat floats. It's a floating platform that you can sit on. It goes down a canal. That's it. Whatever.
The train goes on a track.
Yeah, it does. And it's fun. The Yeti swipes at me.
Yeah, in your dreams. Allison, go ahead.
I really hate both of these. I don't like them at all. I don't. Yeah, I'm sorry. Tom's face. I'm so sorry.
You don't like Small World?
I love Small World, but the boat itself.
Yeah.
The boat itself, I look at it, I'm like, there's so much more that you can, like my argument for the friendship boat, really there's so much more that you could do with this and make just really make it so much cuter to theme a little bit, more with how iconic the attraction is. So I'm not a fan of the Everest trains, but I'm going to vote for the Everest train.
It's a good point. I mean, Living with the Land boats have so much more character than the It's a Small World boats.
That's true.
Eric?
Neither of these have a chance to go very far.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote for the railroad, the roller coaster, whatever you.
Axel?
I think I'm going to go with the most fitting, which is definitely Small Worlds, because I don't see a train going up in the Everest that is not pulled by a donkey and are surrounded by Sherpas, but apparently they couldn't do Sherpas. So I'm going to go with the stereotypes.
I'm going to go with the boat that sails through heaven.
A man that pulls your train up the hill and just lets you go.
That's how they do it on the Everest. So I'm going to go with Small Worlds and go for the less stereotyping.
Jason?
This is another one where I don't really want either of these to win. They're both terrible choices. But I'm going to go with Small World Boat, because Tom's argument of it changed theme park attraction design for decades is very valid. I think the Everest train is just blah. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, the Small World boat is brilliant in its simplicity, right? They needed to move thousands of people. And certainly the ride system accomplishes some of that too, but the boat's just as big a part as the system. I mean, the boat's part of the system. Marcy?
I'm definitely going with the Everest train. It goes backwards. It's a really cool train. I really like it a lot.
Small World goes backwards when you hit the boat in front of you.
It does, but the Small World boats are like the chicken nuggets of ride vehicles. I'm sorry, like and it's not even like the good chicken nuggets. It's like the fresh chicken nuggets.
They come in spicy and regular? What?
After you throw away that festival food.
No, it's just like so.
No,
First of all, honey
so
mustard.
generic. It's so generic. It's like the ubiquitous chicken nugget of the ride vehicle world.
That's Jason's catchphrase.
But it's only ubiquitous because Disney created an amazing and functional design. That's why it's ubiquitous, because
decades ago, though. I mean, that's not
old
that
stuff sucks.
We're talking about the actual ride vehicle.
Well, that's fair because it's fair. It's a fair criticism, right? Because the boat you're talking about was Disneyland. It's not Walt Disney World.
It was World's Fair, wasn't either.
Right, but it was then put into service at Disneyland, not the Disney World one.
Fine, Everest wins. Could be swayed though. All right, what's next for the next matchup? Honey pot, time to get into honey pot. All right, next. Oh, versus the First Order prisoner transports. Oh no, Pooh. Oh no, Marcy, why don't you start us off?
This is so hard. because the Pooh honey pots, they bounce, they float, they move. I mean, they were so unique. When I first went on that ride, I was like amazed because of how many things it did and how versatile it was. That being said, we wouldn't have Rise without Pooh, because that's where it kind of came from. That's, where it started. So, but Rise is definitely a better version of that. So I'm gonna go with Rise.
Jason?
I have never, ever heard an argument that the Rise of the Resistance vehicles were based on Winnie the Pooh. But anyway, maybe they were. I've never heard that argument. But I don't really want either of these to win either. This is like the worst bracket in the history of March Madness.
You don't want either of these to win? What are you talking about?
I don't care. Like, the prisoner transport is pretty boring.
It has an animatronic on it that talks to you.
It doesn't usually work, though. If it worked, then maybe I would pick it.
R5
but
always
honestly,
works.
I
How
think
dare
Marcy's argument of the honey pot going up and down and bouncing is a very compelling argument. The prisoner transports don't bounce. They don't bounce up and down to heffalumps and woozles.
Aww.
Might be somewhat out of character on a
pot.
Star Destroyer.
I'm going with the honey pot.
Wow. All right. Nick?
Well, they are both really good vehicles. The honey pot kind of fits very much, to me, almost fits more into the story. Like, it feels more.
Then the prisoner transport that belongs to the people who own the ship?
Yeah, because I mean.
Yeah, because why doesn't the prisoner transport have like a big net around it or fence or something to keep you in? No wonder prisoners escape, because the transport is just a car that you can hop out of.
You'd have handcuffs on.
Well, you don't.
You
If
don't
you did,
because
maybe
the
I'd pick
resistance
it.
is trying to sneak you out.
It's not a prisoner transport. It doesn't feel
The
like
prisoner
I'm a prisoner.
transport is by itself pretty plain, but it does have the droid, and that's what puts it over the top, because it has. If it did not have the droid that interacted with things and was an animatronic droid,
but that's what makes it special.
Right, and that's
yeah.
what makes it
Different
special.
from anything else, right?
So the prisoner transport itself, to me, is only semi-even Star Wars-ish, honestly. But unlike the honey pot, which is very Winnie the Pooh. But I have to go with the prisoner transport because of the animatronic.
Okay. Axel?
I mean, it's true that the honeypot has this immense influence on a lot of rides. I just think about the Ratatouille ride in Paris, where you hop and you bounce around, which is great. Still, it doesn't have like this black trash can talking to you. So I'm gonna go for the ride vehicle with the trash can that turns around. Like that.
Eric?
I want to talk about this a lot, but we're limited on time. But I think it's cool. Like most theme parks, when they're doing these new rides that everyone's going to love, it's going to be the next, latest, greatest thing. It's bigger, faster, taller, all this stuff. And Rise is able to. They were able to create a ride that everyone wants to ride.
Yeah.
That's not. It's thrilling and it's fun, but it's not all this other stuff, and that's made possible by an innovative ride vehicle, right?
Yeah.
So they've combined a lot of features that we've seen in other ride systems, and for all its shortcomings, the ride vehicle is not the problem on Rise of the Resistance. So just to kind of come on the other side of this, Winnie the Pooh, he was possibly involved in evicting Mr. Toad from Walt Disney World. So to the curb with him, and I vote for Rise.
Allison?
I love what the honey pot does. I love that it floats around and it bounces.
Yeah.
But I think that the the Rise vehicle is a little it's a little boxy, a little plain, but the animatronic clearly puts it over the edge. So I vote for the Rise vehicle.
This is tough because I think they both really fit their attractions well. The honey pot is adorable and it makes sense and it's cute. But then the Rise vehicle is just super cool, like and the way it's unveiled to you, right? Like if you don't know anything about the ride, that wall bursts open, you come in and there's like droids with these vehicles and you're rushed into them and the droid's beeping at you and the guy's like, this is R5 and he's gonna help you. And then the R5, the first scene, R5's talking to a droid in the empty vehicles that are going by you. And the Rise vehicle, I think it's fantastic. I love that they were like, well, we have to have a droid drive you around. This is a great idea, and that's why, yeah. 30-5 for Rise. Next, the Hydrolator from the Living Seas, and the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. All right, let's try to make this quick. We're running out of time here. Axel, go ahead.
What was that first thing?
The Hydrolator, it was a fake elevator in the Living Seas.
You're not old enough, Axel.
I already voted for an elevator today. I'm going to go for the dwarves thing.
For the dwarfs. Eric.
The Mine Train ride vehicle is awesome. The train goes back and forth. It's very smooth. The Hydrolator, come on, only qualifies as a ride vehicle under the most, like, semantic interpretation of what we say qualifies as a ride vehicle. It's the Mine Train.
Wow. Allison?
It's been a long time since, I've been on the Hydrolator, but I remember that experience pretty well. And I remember going, oh, wow, this really takes you there and it starts to immerse you in the experience. I like the Mine Train cars, but I'm going to have to go with the Hydrolator.
Jason?
Here's my problem with the Mine Train cars, is they were all hyped up to be like an amazing new ride system for roller coasters that they swing, and they barely do anything. They're very disappointing to me, actually. I was kind of excited, but then when I rode the first time and I'm like, it swings a little bit, but it's kind of pointless. And the Hydrolator's at Epcot, so I'm going with Hydrolator.
Marcy?
I'm going with Mine Train because the Hydrolators aren't even the best version of that technology. If we're going to be voting for a fake elevator, I would vote for the stretching room instead.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point.
Stretching room's not even the best one. The Terravator, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Nick?
I can't believe the Hydrolator made it.
Oh, dear.
Seeing the ones that we had to vote for in the death match, they just fight their way in. So Mine Train, for sure.
I like both of these a lot. And the Hydrolator, I think, blew people's mind. There were so many people who thought legitimately you were going somewhere. Even though it was just this floor that kind of shook a little bit, these wall panels that moved. And it was just such a cool way to arrive at a destination. I really like the Mine Train also, but I'm voting for the Hydrolator. I think it was the highlight of the Living Seas. Of anything that was in that building, that's what people remember. Not even the animals, not the ride, not the film.
Not the living parts or the seas.
The fake elevator.
Can I just say something? Yep. Mine Train is among a number of newer attractions where the ride vehicle is very difficult for larger people to ride.
Yeah.
I'm not quite that large, but there are people that are too big to ride the Mine Train, or it's very uncomfortable. And the same thing with, I think, Gringotts, Hagrid's. They have the same problem over at Universal. Anybody could ride the Hydrolator, so that is a plus for it.
Gringotts does have a fake elevator.
It does, but that's the one where I stand near the panel and the floor bounces so much that my finger will just hit every now and then without me moving. Yeah, that one's terrible.
So this is a 20 to 15. This is something that call-ins could definitely sway.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. All right,
we need
last
all you
thing.
Epcot fanboys out there to call in.
Last in the bracket.
You don't have to have one of these two teams on your list in order to be able to call in and vote for them. That's
Remember
important.
when I said we're way over?
Like
time,
anybody could call in and vote for them.
All right, what's up next? Tea Party. The Mad Tea Party Teacup versus the X2 Deep Space Shuttle, which was in, you saw that earlier. It's fine. All right, quickly, folks. Nick.
X2 Deep Space Shuttle, the wild card, gonna upset some people.
I'm taking the teacup. How can you vote? It's a teacup. I mean, come on. Axel.
They both make me throw up. The teacups, at least I have fresh air.
Eric.
Opening day attraction, teacups.
Allison.
Look at me.
What'd you say?
I said look at
Oh,
me.
because you're dressed as a teacup, yeah. Jason.
Yeah, only one of these is a wishable in a dress.
Well,
But not in Epcot.
You went against something at Epcot?
Wow.
Yeah.
Marcy.
Teacup.
Teacup, all right. That's 30-5. All right, the phone lines are open. We'll take a few moments. Actually, we're going to take a commercial break. The phone lines will be open through the commercial break. We'll be right back with more tonight. Stick around.
Open the app, 10 a.m. App just crashed, gonna try it again. Now it says that all the groups are gone. How could that be? Go to cast, gonna ask for help. They won't help, so they said, you better try again at 2 p.m. What am I gonna do? Ride that screen train again? Till then, it sucks. I guess I could eat a carrot cake cookie or something, I don't really know. 2 p.m., try it again. Got a group number 110. Then I gotta still wait for more hours for this thing. Finally get in the line and the line ain't moving. Give me a banana. Looking at crates, there's costumes from outer space and rebel poster tubes. I think that's what they are. They dumped the queue. I gotta come back. I come back, still not open. So I go get a Ronald wrap and come back again. But you can't bring food in the queue. But you gave me a banana in the queue before. I'm confused. So I finish my food, get in line, finally get to the lobster guy. We're captured. Angry man yells at me to leave. I'm in an airport of Europe now, and another line, oh boy. On the ride, there's R5, like a Roomba across the floor it slides, getting shot at by lots of those white guys. Took the elevator to the wrong floor. Not Darth Vader yells at us some more. Puts his stick through the roof and then we almost died. Finally, almost at the escape pods and then we turned. Could it be? Oh no! It's a screen-based ship. We got beam mode after all of this. Boy, I'm pissed. Screw this ride, wasting my time. I'll come back when there's a standby line. Even Hagrid's is working by now, and that's at Universal Orlando.
Hey everybody in podcast land, it's me, Crazy Corliss, and I'm here to tell you about our big winter blowout down at Crazy Corliss's used ride vehicles and assorted theme park paraphernalia emporium and warehouse this weekend. We are currently overstocked in all 2014 and earlier models of ride vehicle, and they must go to make room for our 2015 shipment of large floating tires. In the market for a Viking ship, our prices are so low I can hardly polar bear it. We're not trolling you folks, our deals are the best in town. Get the two-door 1989 backlot tour tram, only $50. Really? Otherwise, they're just going to a scrapyard in Oviedo anyway. How about a 1983 Horizons car? Sure, it has some blind spots, but you can't beat that electric ending picking. Need a non-squeaky boat that doesn't take on water? We have recently liquidated 1973 POTC boats priced by the pound. So cheap you'll think we lost our mind. Don't be chicken. Come on down and cruise out in this stylish beauty of the Caribbean. Our 1993 vintage Chickapin Hill logs are 75% off this weekend. At that price, you can overlook the fact that it's missing those fancy lap bars of today's models. Thinking green? We have a wide array of traveling theater cars that run on clean solar power. Don't keep driving around in your gas-guzzling dinosaur when you could feel the flow of clean energy down the interstate. And just in case you think we might sell you a clunker like a 1991 Amity boat, just listen to one of our satisfied customers.
I was in the market for a used ride vehicle, so I went to Crazy Corliss's used ride vehicles and assorted theme park paraphernalia emporium and warehouse. Tom hooked me up with a great deal on a 3-row dopey mine car, and now my family of 6 looks anything but dopey cruising along in this bad boy. Thanks, Tom.
Don't believe him? Come see for yourself. As Walt Disney once said, if you can down pay it, you can drive it.
Take your next trip in a Viking ship.
Crazy Corliss's used ride vehicles and assorted theme park paraphernalia emporium and warehouse is located on the big corner of Main and Center Street. So come on down and tell them Crazy Corliss sent you.
Introducing WDWNT Entertainment, the new home for your favorite WDWNT shows, including Geekly Kingdom, a nerdy talk show with discussions, games, and interactive trivia. Deep in the Plus, diving into and reviewing the catalog available on Disney+. Cosmic Read Live, a show talking music, merchandise, vacation memories, and Imagineering attractions. WDWNT The RPG, a tabletop-style role-playing game like D&D but set in the parks. Ride Rehab, a satirical show of fixing attractions or ruining them even more. And many new and exciting programs to come. Subscribe now at youtube.com/WDWNT Entertainment.
Welcome to what'll soon be WDW News Tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe for more 4-hour extravaganzas like this one. What's coming up on next week's 4-hour program? Well, next week, this thing is still going on next week. It's ride vehicles. It still shows today's show. We never got a new one, I guess. Who knows? So yeah, March Madness this week and next week on ride vehicles, and then a 32 backstory tournament will happen on episodes 168 and 169. We're picking the 32 best backstories from the Disney parks and resorts around the world. We'll battle it out then. So make sure you join us for that. Nick, who brings us the show in each and every week?
WDW News Tonight is brought to you by the Vacationeer, the engineers of your next magical vacation. Sit back and let their team of vacation planning experts craft your family's next magical Disney trip. The best part is their services are free. Visit WDWNT.travel for details. The Vacationeer, the official travel agency of Walt Disney WDW.
It's late.
It's
11:15. What do you want?
Walt Disney World News Today.
Remind me we should have meetings before every show because they go so well after. Time for the incorrect fact of the week. Samuel L. Jackson asked Disney for purple martins as he didn't want green or blue martins. No, right.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
He asked George Lucas for a purple lightsaber. He didn't want a blue or a green. You don't know what purple martins are? They live at Epcot?
Oh. Does he have something to do? Is that a movie that he did? No, something about birds. How am I supposed to know the birds that fly around Epcot are martins?
They live there. They're the houses. We showed them.
Oh, okay.
They're
like
indigenous to
Disney
Epcot.
thing.
Oh.
Last time
They're
I saw
also
something.
in Animal Kingdom.
Last time I saw something colored at Epcot, it was Violet Jason.
Violet.
Violet G.
We had to push him to the juicing room.
People in the chat got it right.
That was.
Yeah, I think they did. All right.
I was only Violet after I ate that plant-based poutine.
Let's get back to the tournament, shall we? All right, what's up next? It's the Walt Disney World Railroad. Remember that? That was a fun ride. Versus the Space Cruiser from Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. Marcy.
I'm going with the Walt Disney World Railroad because it's, if you're talking about iconic ride vehicles, this is as iconic as it gets because all I can think of is like Walt with his, waving with Mickey and he just always loved trains, and I just love that attraction. I love the ride vehicle.
Jason?
Yeah, that Buzz Lightyear ride is a piece of garbage, and it's like old and creaky, and it hits you in the knees. So, going with the train.
Allison?
Oh, the train.
Eric?
That train is like 1,000,000 years older than the Buzz Lightyear ride and 10 times sweeter.
Axel?
Although the train in Disneyland Paris, the Euro Disneyland Railroad, is way more beautiful than this one, I'm still going to go for the Let's Touchy ride and go for the railroads.
They both operated about the same amount in the last 2.5 years. Nick?
As you learned yesterday when we started this whole thing, I prefer trains to space vehicles. So Walt Disney World Railroad for the win.
It's a sweep railroad. Oh, Jason, we didn't check on the results from the last round. Did anything change?
No, I did. Nothing changed.
Nothing changed. All right, we'll keep going.
We did get a couple hydrolator votes, but not enough to swing it, unfortunately.
Oh, wow.
So I'm very upset.
Okay.
Very upset.
I had no idea what birds use those birdhouses. I heard there were birdhouses. I'm just saying, I looked it up.
It's like a Disney thing. They are one of the biggest.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's one of their conservation things.
Awesome.
All right, next matchup. The Toy Story Midway Mania Game Tram versus the old Snow White Scary Adventure Mine Carts. Axel?
They have the name on it from the dwarves. Their name is on it.
It's very astute.
It is a personal vehicle of those little dwarfs. So yes, the dwarfs thing with their name on. It's not their bed, it's the ride vehicle.
Eric?
Axel has swayed me. I'm going with the mine.
Allison.
I'm in the same boat.
It's not a boat. It's not a boat.
I'm in the same cart.
Oh.
Same cart.
Marcy.
But the Toy Story ride vehicle has the picture of the character on the side. That means that they're personalized.
So you're picking Toy Story?
I'm going for Toy Story.
Okay.
Yes, Toy Story.
Jason?
Wrong.
Wow.
The problem with the dwarf minecart is that it was built to fit a dwarf and not anybody of my size or roughly similar.
Maybe we're the problem.
But I
You ever
can't.
think of that?
I can't, in good conscience, pick anything that's in Toy Story Land. So I'm
Maybe
picking
if we
the
eat less
minecart.
Domino's pizza. Nick, go on.
I'm literally shocked here. Like, the Toy Story game tram is fantastic. It's double-sided. You get the little shooter guns. It's interactive. It has a
You
screen.
mean the spring action shooter?
Yeah, I love it. It definitely. Toy Story.
I'm also going with the Toy Story vehicles because they're
innovative.
really high tech for the
Yeah.
time. Like I love the spinning is super fun. The vehicle looks cool.
Ridiculous.
It kind of looks like it's out of an old boardwalk. The gun is it's just got a good look to it, with the colorful guns and the Victorian style vehicle. They're super comfortable. They have the screen with the scores in the middle. Like, as much as we hate the Buzz Lightyear vehicle, this is the perfected version.
That stuff should not still work. Those guns must be super durable, right? Because you look at it, it's just got like a little rope you pull.
You know where they first installed those? Battle for Buccaneer Gold at Disney Quest. Was
Those are the same kind of guns.
They're the
I guess
same
they are.
cannons,
Yeah.
that did so well that they're like, all right, it was kind of a play test for them. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Jason, what's the final vote? I think I lost count on that one.
20 to 15, the dwarfs.
20 to 15 for the dwarfs.
Not bad. Nice comeback.
Fred the Dwarfman.
I got scared there for a sec.
What?
That was going to get blown out. Like, that score is not bad.
That was a good matchup.
All right, what's next? Do you need me to just say it? The Fire Engine from Main Street, USA versus the Star Speeder one. If you guys like pause the show really quick, you'll see the Star Speeder 1000 or 3000. Either
Star
one.
Speeder is so fast.
Okay, so Star Speeder versus the Fire Engine, Nick.
Yeah, Star Speeder. You guys know how much I love starships, so definitely the Star Speeder.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Fire Engine. The Fire Engine is iconic. It's a beautiful vehicle. You know, it was one of the moments where the magic of Disney kind of died for me. One day, walking into Star Tours, I looked like real closely at the panel on the side of the simulator, and I realized it was flat. At some point, I don't know if it was like 15 or 16, and I walked in, I was like, oh, it's flat? It's not actually shaped like the one in the queue? And that was sad, so I'm picking the Fire Engine.
Wow. Magic
Allison?
lost.
Yeah, I'm also gonna pick the Fire Engine. I think it's very, very cute. A lot of have that nice classic look to it.
Everyone wants to ride the Fire Engine.
Yeah.
Eric?
I have never ridden the Fire Engine. I don't know anyone who has ridden the Fire Engine,
Same.
and I've
Yeah,
never
you do,
seen
yeah.
anyone riding that Fire Engine. So I'm gonna go the other way on this one.
Oh boy. Axel?
Walt loved the Fire Engine. There's a reason why there's a fire station.
No.
And the other one makes me throw up. Fire
Jason?
Engine.
Tom, your argument about how the magic died for you when you saw the Star Speeder and it didn't really look like the Star Speeder, that's really sad. I'm really moved by that. I'm going to have to vote with the Fire Engine now.
I thought I was going to vote for the Star Speeder.
No. If it looked like the Star Speeder, I would vote for it. It doesn't look like it.
God,
Plus, it makes me
Marcy.
I can't vote for the Star Speeder. It makes me very ill, and I don't like screen-based
think we're
attractions,
missing the
so
point.
I'm gonna have to go with the
I
Fire Engine.
We always do.
I wish I could say the story moved me, but I'm still here in this chair.
Wow.
Didn't move me anywhere.
25 to 10, Fire Engine.
That's ridiculous.
All right, what's up next?
Swirling saucers.
The Alien Swirling Saucer versus the Soarin' Hang Glider.
Ugh.
Ugh, you would. Go first.
Oh, no.
Allison.
Yeah. Take that.
Oh, I don't
luck.
like either of them. I'll do hang glider.
What was that
like-
noise?
Did I pick hang? I don't know.
It's like she's trying to pick something off a menu, and neither choice is good. Like,
Well, good, Nick.
yeah,
Yes, you
I'll
don't know.
take the steak, I guess. I don't know.
Nick, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. We always see about the sword, and like, you know, that was like cool technology, and the dude came
Remember
up
the
with it.
vehicle, though. The vehicle.
Yeah, but so I understand that, but isn't the idea of what the vehicle does? Like, I guess not. I guess that's separate.
No, he
from
said
the-
that at the beginning, how it enhances the ride, how
Yeah.
it goes with the theme of the ride.
But it's not the system, right? Because
Yeah,
the system
that's
is not
really
the vehicle.
hard.
The
I mean,
system's behind the vehicle.
That's why that one's so hard. But like the alien swirling saucer, I guess I'm dinging it based on like taking points off because it could have been better. I mean, like the Mater ride vehicles just have something that I don't think the alien swirling saucer vehicles do. This is super. I guess alien swirling saucers. I guess.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm going to go with the swirling saucer. I think the only thing that's good about this ride is the vehicle.
They're cool.
I think it's cute, the alien in the little saucer, and then you're getting pulled with the pizza rocket. The vehicle's not the problem with swirling saucer. I think the music, having a canopy kind of kills it. The music sometimes is And then the movement of them's not as good as Mater. They toned them down a bit.
Yeah.
Those are, I think, the issues with swirling saucers. But I don't think the vehicle on its own is super cute. I mean, the alien faces, they're adorable. I think it's a good vehicle. Axel?
The music was the only thing that got me on Alien ASS, especially the Christmas music. But on the other hand, the hang glider has not only the music, it has the smell, and it gives you this impression of like floating. And next to the Pooh Honey Hunt, that's the only impression of floating I get. So I'm gonna go with soaring.
The boats don't give you an impression of floating?
Not in the slightest. They're on rails.
Fail. Wow.
As far as I know, that this ride system goes back to about 20 years. This thing is a junk ride system. They've tried to make it cute. I'm not buying it. I go with soaring.
Funny, I thought he was talking about soaring.
That's what I thought.
I gave my vote.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Marcy didn't go yet.
Yeah, I'm going with alien swirling saucers.
Yeah, the Ass Coalition.
No.
I guess I'm part of that.
Coalition.
Jason, you're the tiebreaker.
No, I'm not.
Isn't it 3-3?
I'm like the only person that's voted for
Swirling
soaring.
saucers,
me.
Swirling saucers has
Oh,
4.
Did you go already?
No.
No,
I have
it's 3-3.
Axel and Allison voting for the hang glider, and that's
No,
it.
and Eric as well. So,
Eric voted for the
Jason,
hang
what
glider.
is an
I'm sorry.
Epcot?
It's 3-3. Stop it.
Oh, good. Then I'm going with the hang glider.
Yeah!
For sure.
You all
Get your
suck.
ass out of here.
Wow. All right, the hang glider, fine. All right, next up. The Kilimanjaro Safari Truck versus the Reed Boat from Navi River Journey. Jason, why don't you start us off?
Either one of these is at Epcot. I'm going with the safari truck because of all the luggage on the roof and stuff. It's really well themed, and the Reed boat is like forgettable.
So eloquent. Marcy.
The safari truck is extremely bumpy. The Reed boat, when you're going through the Navi River journey and you see like all of the braiding and stuff that they do with the reeds, I think that it's a lot of work, and it's really cool how they made the boats look like that. So I'm gonna go with the Reed boat.
Okay.
But it's fake.
It's funny. I like the safari truck because it's bumpy. It's real. It's
an actual truck, by the way. Yeah.
Right. But I feel like they purposefully don't have good shock absorption on it, right? Like I feel like it's meant to feel bumpy and like real, like you're out there. The Reed boat, the points against that because it doesn't have an animal spotting guide, which would be helpful. So definitely safari truck.
I'm going to go with the safari truck. They were meticulously designed to fit the needs of the story, right?
Yeah.
They're huge capacity. They're really well themed. They look like they belong there. And then the Reed boat, I like the look of the Reed boat, but capacity-wise, I don't understand. It's 2 rows that hold 3 to 4 people, and I don't know. They're just weird. They're kind of weird. I love them, but the truck is clearly better. Axel?
I have trust issues, so I don't trust something that is operated by a human being, which is the truck. So I'm going to go in the Reed thing.
Yeah, the Navi operate the boats.
Yes. I mean, do you know, I've seen movies where they put babies in like those Reed things, so it must be trustworthy.
Is that the 10
Moses?
Yeah.
Shaman, row your boat ashore.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Eric, go ahead, please.
I like that your experience varies on the Safari, and the truck is part of that. Sometimes it feels like you might even be getting stuck, or they might hit something. So I like it. It's cool.
Allison?
I think you look at it, you know exactly what you're getting into. You know exactly what's happening. It's the Safari.
You don't have to worry about some abandoned baby being.
No, unless it's a baby animal.
I don't even know what the score is, but the Safari truck, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
25-10.
25-10. Next. The Sea Cab from the Living Seas versus the Test Track car, the Sim car. We'll accept either version of the Test Track car, whether you like it in the yellow, white, and black, or the blue version, whichever you like. Nick, what do you want?
Yellow, white, and black version.
Well, you don't know. Just pick between the Sim car and the Sea Cab.
Okay. No, the Sim car. Again, I don't. Yeah, I like it. I think those cars are cool. I really do. I like merchandise with the Test Track cars. I do. For whatever reason, I like the aesthetic of Test Track much better than the attraction itself.
Yeah.
And the car is definitely part of that. And the car is it's really part of the story, especially now. You know, I don't think that it's a great use of whatever they're trying to do, but at least they're trying it to make your car part of the story there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always liked the Test Track car too.
Something about it. Yeah.
So I don't know. There was such build up to that ride, right? You had the banners and everything. My earliest Test Track memory is Centurium put out the merchandise a year before the ride opened. So I remember in November of '97 going to Centurium and there being this big display with just the toy car and thinking like, oh, this is cool. I gotta buy one of these. So it was so weird to own like this toy of a ride that we wouldn't even get to go on for another like 13 months.
Yep.
And then I think the other reason I love the Test Track car, especially the original version, it evokes like Back to the Future, right? Because it just on the back had these lights and wires and all this stuff coming out of the back. And just, I don't know, it was just like a more modern Back to the Future car. And it just, design-wise, it just really felt you were part of a test process. And just, it accomplished what it set out to accomplish. Axel?
The Sim car.
Eric?
Most reliable GM vehicle ever, Sim car.
Allison?
I wanted to point out with the Sim cars is that the seat belts are very interesting because it depends on where you sit. It's that you have like the double strap, like you're in an actual car. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's really, really neat theming with just the seat belts.
Yeah.
But yeah, vote goes to the Sim car.
Double straps, that's the way to go.
One of the first vehicles with the onboard screens, too. One of the first of those. Jason?
Yeah, what I like best about the Sea Cabs is the seat belts, that you didn't have to worry about them.
Yeah, the plain blue forgettable vehicle.
Yeah.
So I can't let the Sea Cabs go down to a shutout.
Really?
That's
Wow.
We can.
It's so
That's really
That was a ride with two
So
ride
plain.
vehicles.
Marcy?
Yeah, the sea cabs are ugly. They're really, really ugly. I'm going with, it's not even a contest.
Like honestly, I don't even know how the Sea Cab made it over like the aerial clamshell even that we had in the.
Because we have a better clamshell already in the tour.
Okay.
The first clamshell.
How about the flying dinosaur or the carpet?
No. Okay, next
Just
matchup.
saying. Pretty fine.
The Viking ship from Maelstrom and Frozen Ever After versus the Plaza Swan boat from the Magic Kingdom. Oh, Nick, not sure, so I'm going to make him go first.
Don't make noises.
Always, yeah.
Oh, goodness.
That's what you say to yourself when you're in the bushes, too. Don't make noise.
Oh, man. You know, I literally said not too long ago, I think I'm going to favor not boats, but ride vehicles that are outside because they add to the aesthetic of not just the ride you're on, but the area itself. But I'm going against that here. Those Viking ships, I mean, I don't even know what else to say. I'm going to sound, just plain here, but they're cool. They are cool, and they do the job, and I love it whenever I can ride a Viking ship. So
There you go.
yeah.
I'm also going with the Viking ship because
Yeah.
I think it's easily the coolest boat
is.
they've ever done.
Yeah.
They've never done a cooler boat. Like, it just, you see this, you're used to all these boats with, like, the front is flat and it goes up towards the back. And instead, they're just like, no, you have the big Viking art
character.
piece on the front. No, the Viking ship for sure. Eric?
Yeah, I think the Viking ship, it was a perfect depiction of Norway. And remind me, by the way, as a kid, my favorite ride was called the Viking Voyager at a park called Worlds of Fun.
That was just on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, it was dumb skit, but it was a cool boat. So I like the look of it, and it's perfect for Norway at the Viking ship.
I disagree. That sketch was fantastic, I thought. But anyway.
That was my favorite
The
ride
guy
growing up,
from
though. That was
Seoul.
my favorite. The Viking Voyager was my favorite ride. It had nothing to do with people having to sit between your legs.
Allison.
When I was going on that, when I was a lot younger, I would see the boat and I would say, I'm getting ready to go on a little Viking adventure just by looking at the boat.
Yeah.
So my vote is for the Viking ships.
Axel?
I don't know what the swan thing is, but I'm going to go for the swan thing.
The swan thing.
You can sit on a swan and watch the castle. What more can you want?
Nothing.
What else could
Yeah,
float your
it's just
boat?
before all of our time. Jason, you never rode on it, did you?
Not that I can remember.
Okay.
I very well might have, but I can't
I don't think
absolutely
anyone
remember
here
it.
rode it before our time.
No.
Marcy?
Yeah, I think that the Magic Kingdom has a lot of great vehicles that you can already ride. And so I'm gonna definitely go with the Viking ship because it's so cool. And honestly, in Norway, in Epcot, there's not anything else that you can really ride that has anything to do with the culture. So I think that I'm definitely gonna go with that.
Have you ever ridden a real Viking?
All right.
No.
Jason.
No, he's not a real Viking.
So along the lines of Nick picking ones that are outdoors, at the end of the Maelstrom, you used to pull up into the port, and you were outdoors.
Indoor,
and
outdoor.
You just happened to have a roof over your head, but you were still outdoors.
And then you were trapped.
And so I'm
until
picking the
movie was
Viking
ready.
ship.
And we would try as we might to check if the door would open. If I could just run through the back of the theater. And then the woman in the red dress would yell at me, and I'd have to go sit on the bench towards the water.
You must wait for this film before you can peruse our $500
The
sweaters.
day
sir.
they started just leaving the doors open.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
You were not the
bad.
first to try to pass this way.
All right, yeah, Norway. Viking ship. Next matchup. The Mike Fink keelboat looks safe versus the Splash Mountain log. Axel.
There's really nothing special about the log.
It has the rabbit on it.
It has a rabbit on it. No, you persuaded me. Splash Mountain.
Eric.
Splash Mountain.
Allison.
What is this keelboat? Where is this from?
Frontierland, Rivers of America. It was a thing.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
probably
it
was
stopped
never
in
on
what,
that.
early 90s?
No, it was early 80s.
Oh, was that early? It was just canoes ended in the 90s?
The canoes lasted a lot longer
But
than
the Mike
keelboats,
Fink ended
yes.
because they kept tipping, right?
Ugh.
That's a
Yes.
concern.
Yeah.
Allison.
I'm very curious about the keelboat.
Oh, it was so cool.
It's a cool looking
It
vehicle.
looks really cool.
Could you put the keelboat
It's
back
still
up?
it's still at Disneyland Paris. They only use it to evacuate the bigger boat, but it's still there.
It's really cool.
They are incredibly cool.
I'm gonna vote for that.
They also each had individual names.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote for that. That looks pretty cool.
This one was bashful. You can see it.
Is it? Wow.
It's actually
Keelboat 1.
The birth of May. Marcy?
Yeah, there's nothing special about the Splash Mountain log flume boats. I mean, I love Splash Mountain. It's one of my favorite attractions. But as far as the vehicle itself goes, the Mike Fink keelboats are much cooler.
Jason?
I mean, the Splash Mountain logs stink. They literally stink.
Sorry.
How you would think that's a great ride vehicle from a design point of view when it stinks? I don't know. And the
Are you
Mike Fink
serious?
boats are individually
You think they
named.
smell?
Oh, so bad. They smell like sweat. Really bad. Really
It's
bad.
all
Come on,
moldy
everybody.
stuff.
No?
It's
No,
bad.
they stink.
Yeah.
Back when they used to have the rubberized padding that would get moldy, it
Yeah.
was horrendous.
Take a good whiff next time you jump on the water.
Yeah, I
rather
remember the
not.
bromine smell. That's what I remember.
No, there's that smell of when that latex gets wet.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
Yeah.
like,
sweaty water.
and it happens for years and years.
Okay.
Anyway.
Nick?
Keel boats. Those looked awesome.
I'm also going to go with the keelboat. It's a beautiful vessel. I don't know how cannot pick it. If you want to see, there's a model at Trail's End.
Oh.
Trail's End has the keelboat model.
Oh,
at
okay, you're
Crockett's
right.
Tavern,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
I watched a YouTube video about like some vlogger or something who went and saw one of the original Disneyland ones. He like went out to where somebody still has one. It's just
They
sitting
still
up on
have
blocks.
one
It's
like
really
off
cool.
to the side of Rivers of America. There's still just one sitting
Nice.
there. All right, what's up next?
That's
It's a
Oh,
new
that's
bracket.
it. Sorry.
That's
It's
the
hard-
end of this round.
It's hard to just notice. Okay, so if you need to sway the vote, now is the time to call in. And while we're waiting for you to call in, we have something else to handle. So, in
More brackets.
Oh.
While we take a break from voting on things, we're gonna go over some more brackets and vote on some stuff.
Can I escape out of here? Is that...
Oh.
No, all right.
What
I'm
is
afraid I
hide.
can't
I
do
think
that,
we
Tom.
We've done this in previous years. We have done a tournament to pick a T-shirt that we will make. And now that the carousel of products existed, we decided it was a good time to bring back what we call March Tragic. And the idea is we have 30, in this case, 32 ideas for T-shirts Disney would never make, but we would happily make, provided it wins the tournament. So the winning design idea will win the tournament and actually be made. So we ask, obviously, this is not as formal as the other tournament. Really just going to look for people to shout out what they like. Those of you in the chat can jump in there and shout for what you like. And I'm going to just make a decision. And please vote for what you would actually buy. Not what you think is funniest, but would you actually wear this? That's what we want to know. Would you actually wear it? Yes, some of them are going to be very funny, but you would never wear them in a million years. So don't vote for that. Just enjoy the chuckle and pick something legitimate, please. All right. You want to put, you just show them the graphic the whole time. They can check these out. All right. The first one is, it's Epcot related. I'm just here for the fountain. And there's a couple shirt idea. The I'm her beast and she's
No, that's a typo. It's
backwards.
I'm her beast and he's my captor.
Yeah, it's backwards, but you get the idea. We'll fix that for next week. Which of these would you buy? You panelists can chime in too.
Oh, I thought this was just on the website.
Fountain.
Fountain? I think I
Fountain.
like fountain. one,
Yeah.
right?
We sell twice as many T-shirts with the couples ones, though.
If
So.
you can zoom in, Lauren, the people are screaming for a zoom. Fountain. Everyone's saying fountain, so we're gonna go fountain. Fountain's moving on. I can't write anymore. There we go. Okay, the next idea is Journey into Inebriation, or a shirt with interventions through the years. It would start with like Communicore, and then interventions, and then it'd just be rubble. And just kind of go across the shirt.
That'd be cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Interventions.
Intervention.
Yeah, I like interventions with the rubble.
Interventions for sure.
Yeah, okay, intervention.
We have to include everyone, and a lot of our audience does not drink.
Intervention. All right. Yeah, everyone's saying interventions. All right, the next one's I wish I was in Tokyo instead, or Professional Food and Wine Festival Food Critic.
Tokyo. The food critic one sounds snarky.
Yeah, we're never snarky at all, Allison. That's not us.
Food
yeah,
critic.
everyone's saying Tokyo. The whole chat just said Tokyo. Fine.
That one is going to be made in 7 colors, so Tom has a T-shirt to wear every day of the week.
Okay. Nick's Maxi Van service,
Yeah.
or a whiff of the Epcot International Gateway bathroom.
Whoa. Maxi Van.
I would not buy either.
Yeah,
Who
I
doesn't
wouldn't
want
buy
the
either
official
one.
Maxi Man shirt?
Get Nick his own shirt.
People want the Maxi Van.
Of course.
Maxi Van it is.
Get a free ride.
Okay. Space 220 grand opening with multiple dates crossed out, or the Leave a Legacy Ladder Company.
They're both so funny.
Oh, the ladder.
Space 220.
Space 220.
That's really funny.
I kind of like the 220 more.
Watching the chat. See one for ladder. Some people said none.
I like both.
Oh, it's kind of split.
The ladder's so good.
It's really split. Which one did you like? The ladder? I'm gonna go with the ladder.
Ah, darn.
I just feel like the shelf life on the other one's not very good. The new Epcot skyline, so it'd be like the box, Spaceship Earth, and the ring, just silhouetted. Or the Spaceship Earth Golf Club. You need big balls to play.
Skyline.
Skyline one.
Yeah. Eric, you didn't go with the golf club?
No.
Disappointed.
All right, the next
WDWNT
two.
is my new passion.
Wow. Next two, Mount Orleans. You want a shirt for Mount Orleans, or it'll always be Lake Buena Vista Shopping Village to me.
That one's funny. I feel
That
like the
one is
Mount
very
Orleans would have a
funny.
better graphic, though.
It's Mount Orleans. You've seen the graphic. It's
Yeah,
in a
I've seen the
commercial.
The other
It
one's
exists.
funnier.
I like
Mount Orleans getting a lot of run.
Lake Buena Vista.
There's a lot of Mount Orleans.
I feel
in the
like
chat.
Lake Buena Vista, you would understand it even if you hadn't seen our Mount Orleans commercial.
Yeah, we're going with Lake Buena Vista. All right. All right. This is a this is a Prince
No
Eric
love.
shirt. Good legs, no voice. Perfect. And Epcot now with 82% less tombstones.
I like the good legs, no voice one.
Definitely lacks no voice.
Of course, Axel would say that. Legs it is.
Legs wins.
Legs win. Okay. Skipper Swim School,
so good.
or the most scaled back celebration on Earth.
Oh, that one's funny.
I like
the
scaled back celebration.
Scaled back celebration, yeah.
I think we could have a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Scaled back. Yeah, the chat's agreeing. Okay. Flumen over Louisiana, or I went to the reimagined Epcot and all I got was this fountain.
Oh, Epcot.
Fountain.
Fountain, yeah.
The fountain, yeah, all right, fountain. All these fountain shirts are going to win. I Projector Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
I love it.
Or
You can stop there.
Or Andy's mom's sunscreen.
Projector.
Projector.
It would have been an ad for Andy's mom's sunscreen because there's no shade in Toy Story. Fine, I like the projector one.
Yeah, the
it's
projector
fine.
one.
Projector it is. A taste of Tony's Town Square restaurant, or Walt would be disappointed. A taste of Tony's, or Walt would be disappointed.
I like Tony's.
I think people
Said
would buy
no
the
one
Walt
ever.
would be disappointed.
Yeah, I just felt like saying it. See how it came out.
People like
How'd
the
it feel?
Walt. People are writing Walt.
Strange.
Okay, Walt it is. All right, next. I left my heart in the great movie ride.
Aww.
Or ask me about my Chubby.
Chubby.
Great movie
Ask
ride.
me about my Chubby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kind of has to be that. That's so good.
You can buy those out
People
of the
are real-
Maxi
no, there's 3
van.
movie rides and 1 Chubby so far.
There they go. There's a delay.
They're both.
It's pretty evenly split.
They're close. They are close.
I feel like they're like a lot of women would not necessarily buy the Chubby
Best you
shirt.
don't.
There's going to be like cup holders, mugs, all out of
I
the
don't know
Maxi
what to
van.
pick. I don't know.
Chubby,
Chubby,
Chubby.
I think the great
No one's
movie
gonna
ride
wear
has
that.
a lot of.
Yeah.
No one's gonna wear the other
Yeah.
one.
Now, to
People
be
will wear
fair,
the
since
great
I
movie
submitted
ride.
that one, it wasn't ask me about my Chubby. It was ask me about Chubby.
I
Someone
thought it
else
was funnier
added
if
like
it said
the little
my
twist. Yeah. It was just ask me about Chubby. Like, have you heard of our
get
Lord
it?
Chubby?
All right, GMR.
Ask about my Chubby.
All right, next. This is another Prince shirt.
you say
I
it
kiss
slower.
dead chicks.
It's from my Prince collection.
And a returning favorite for the tournament, Because Money.
Oh. What would
Yeah, you promised us that years ago.
I like
well,
because money?
then someone never made it, so
Well,
Because
let's make
money.
it.
Clearly they wanted the
Money.
money, yeah. It wasn't
Everybody
even
wants the money.
close, yeah. All right. Chapek all along, or Hubgrass is my second favorite grass.
You gotta be Chapek, though. You gotta keep it family oriented.
Oh yeah, this won't blow up in our face at all. They'll be totally pleased with this shirt.
Shape.
They want Chapek.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, last one for tonight. 12 flags
Nah.
instead of 6 flags, or Harmonious Ring Hidden Mickey. I like the 12 flags. I would buy a 12 flag shirt.
I think
I would buy
that's
either
funny.
one of
Pretty
them.
funny.
I would buy both of them.
Yeah,
The Hidden Mickey shirt will probably get us sued, though.
that's true. Go with the 12 flags.
Yes.
Most people are saying 12 flags anyway.
Yeah, 6 Flags
So
might get
12 flags.
offended.
All right.
Sue us.
So we'll revisit this. We'll revisit the March Tragic Tournament next week. Stay tuned. Over the next 4 weeks, we'll narrow that down and pick out our shirt. Before we go to Jason and find out exactly what's going on in the tournament, let's find out what's happening this week on Nintendo Switch. This week on the Switch, you can pick up Animal Crossing Horizons.
Oh. My goodness. Imagine classic Epcot characters as my villagers. That'd be so good.
Did you catch what animal we picked there? No, he didn't. Can you pull it back up?
Was it a martin?
Is it the seal?
The purple martin?
I can't actually see.
There's a sea lion.
The sea lion.
Because in the
Or seal.
ride was Rover the sea lion.
Oh, yeah.
I did not.
We think
Hanging out with the
about
Beach Boy.
We think about these things. Jason, do we have any updates?
The game tram got a couple of call-in votes, but still not enough to beat the dwarf minecart.
Yeah.
Hang glider got a couple of votes, but so did the swirling saucer, and so the hang glider still wins that one.
Yeah.
Splash Mountain Log got a couple votes, but the Mike Fink Keel boat really swept that one quite a bit.
So no changes.
No changes.
All right, the round is locked. We are moving on to the final quadrant here. What is our first matchup? Oh, hang on. A Doom Buggy versus the Body Wars. What? Yeah, the Bravo 229 probe from Body Wars. Nick?
Well, I didn't get the Star Speeder in. I got to see if I could get one of these simulators in. So, no, just kidding. Doom Buggy.
Doom Buggy.
Yeah.
I'm taking Doom Buggy, Axel.
Doom Buggy.
Eric?
That's my second.
I think the probe, by the way, was just slightly out of sync every time I went on it, and it made like motion sickness even worse.
That's
Like,
good.
and Doom Buggy.
Allison?
Yep. Doom Buggy as well.
Yep. Jason?
I'm picking the one that was in Epcot. Sorry.
Oh, boy. You would pick a probe. Marcy?
Doom Buggy.
All right, so not a blowout thanks to Jason, but the Doom Buggy. Next matchup. The Journey into Imagination vehicle. Now, a reminder, these are also the original ones. They were just a different color. Still the same Omnimover vehicle. Versus the Backlot Tour Tram. Eric, you made a noise. You have to go first.
It's the Backlot
You're
Tour
sitting
tram
right next
by
to the matching
like a
sign.
very wide margin. The Backlot Tour.
Backlot
Yeah.
Tour. Axel?
I mean, for me, the Backlot Tour brings me back into my conversation with Jeremy Irons.
Aw.
Yes.
Now it'll take you to
Tram.
Route 66, the Mother Road.
Mother
Oh, boy. Mother something. Allison.
The tram tour, the Omnimover has no theming whatsoever.
Oh.
It doesn't.
It actually does. The rubber paneling on the front has like the Imagination Institute.
Oh, well, yeah.
But I don't disagree with your point. Marcy?
Yeah, tram tour, for sure.
Jason?
I wish we had a picture of the purple Omnimovers because the purple was
looked
really
better
the
in
much
purple,
better
yeah.
version. Yeah, so
Lauren,
I'm
so
gonna
mad,
go
just
with the
like,
Omnimovers.
It's like I just picked what I saw on this sheet.
No, the purple ones for sure.
Nick?
Yeah, they're pretty unremarkable, and it's weird because you would think, I don't know, you would think that they'd want something interesting.
All the
a
Epcot
ride
vehicles
like
were kind of plain.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but yeah, for sure the other one, the back light door. I pulled an Allison.
This is hard because I have a really strong emotional attachment to the original Journey cars. I have a lot of fond memories with those vehicles, but at the same time, I mean, clearly, they're just kind of plain Omnimover cars. Meanwhile, the Tour Tram was the star, again, kind of like Jungle Cruise, it was the star of the show. The attraction's literally named after the vehicle. It's gotta be the Tour Tram. It
Which
has
came
to
first, the vehicle name or the attraction name?
What?
Chicken egg. I said, which came first, the vehicle name or the attraction name? It's like chicken and egg.
I mean, the attraction name would have came first. You decide that before you fabricate a ride vehicle.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick.
Debate is settled. We can go home.
Next. The Spaceship Earth Time Machine vehicle versus the Clammobile from The Seas with Nemo and Friends. This is a shame because these are both good, right? It's kind of a shame. We know where it's going to go, though. Jason, why don't you just start it?
It's going to definitely go to the Spaceship Earth. Those are, if there's anything that screams 80s Epcot, it's those.
Yeah.
And they kind of ruin them when they put the screens on, but I think they can bring them back.
Marcy?
Yeah, Spaceship Earth for sure. I mean, they're both Omnimovers, but I mean, the Spaceship Earth ride vehicles are definitely much more iconic to me.
Nick?
I mean, is it possible? Like, because, I mean, they're very much like a lot of the other Epcot Omnimovers, but they just have a different feel to them, right?
The
they
angular
have a different
design
look.
with the seat rest definitely do something different.
So there's
also, you know
something to
what
that
else
design.
makes them? That stupid divider thing, right? The stupid box thing.
Yeah.
The triangle
that's in between.
thing. Yeah.
It does.
Yep.
It does. There's something to that design that fits, not only fits Spaceship Earth, but separates them from the other kind of unremarkable Omnimovers.
It's definitely the best of the Epcot vehicles, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's arguable. I'm going to take Spaceship Earth also. Axel?
Due to my allergy of seafood, I can only talk about one of those two, so I'm going to go with Spaceship Earth.
Eric?
They're kind of clunky, but Spaceship Earth.
Yeah. Allison?
I think that they're both very simple, but the simplicity of Spaceship Earth vehicles really work for the attraction, and the simplicity of the clams make it look cheap.
Yeah.
That's my argument. So Spaceship Earth vehicles.
That's why I voted for the seats.
It's like someone's grandma's bathroom decor or
Yeah,
something like
that's
that.
I like the clam.
I mean, they're fine, but I feel like it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. And for everyone at home, Nemo! Want everyone to get it out of their system. What's up next? The Wildlife Express train versus the CTX Time Rover, an amazing vehicle that will literally transport you to the age of the dinosaurs. How? That's never mind. Nick, what do you take?
Oh, Time Rover. If I could pick one vehicle to just drive around as my actual car, like to and from work and the grocery store and stuff, it'd probably be the Time Rover. I mean, that thing is gorgeous. I just love it. I love every inch of it. I mean, the train is cool because you sit sideways. I mean, that's neat. But, I mean, I already voted for something with luggage strapped to it, the Cali River Rapids, so Time Rover.
One luggage ride per week.
Yeah.
Allison?
Yeah, the Time Rover. And you see all these like little toys in the gift shop.
Oh,
you know, they sell them for a reason because people love the vehicle. It's iconic.
People love cars with air hockey. What is that? What do you call that?
The
thing
puck?
You play air hockey with. No, not the puck.
What,
the what is that? The thing
paddle?
you play with. The paddle.
Pusher.
Yeah. There's literally a silver air hockey paddle on the hood. You've never noticed that?
No.
It's a silver-plated air hockey paddle.
I have to go look at this thing
Yeah.
now.
It's just a lot of junk thrown on
Oh,
there.
I'm sure, but they make it work.
Oh, it's great. I
They
love it.
completely make it work,
I'm
and
not
I
arguing,
think
I'm just
that's
saying.
one of the genius parts of it.
No. Eric?
Yeah, Time Rover is super high tech too, right? I mean, in its own way, it's pretty awesome. I don't think this is a contest. It's Time Rover.
Axel?
Of course, I'm going to say the Wildlife Express. It's well teamed. It's well teamed, and it brings you to a place that you can walk to in 5 minutes, but you have no other choice than taking the train.
Marcy?
I think the Time Rover is such a cool piece of machinery. I mean, it's just a really, really cool vehicle. I mean, I definitely prefer the Indiana Jones version of that specific ride system, but the vehicle is basically the same. So I think that I definitely would choose that over the train.
Jason?
Yeah, I mean, Marcy brings up a good point that the Time Rover is kind of not the original of that ride system. The Indy ones were 3 years older. Nevertheless, who builds a train that you can only see out one side? That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. So I'm voting for the Time Rover.
He's making the show because Disneyland has them. I want to say something in defense of the Wildlife Express train. It's a really pretty train, and I love the wood. The wood on the cars is very pretty. The engine is very pretty. The luggage is well done. It's a beautiful vehicle, but how can you go against the Time Rover?
I can tell you why.
It's just so cool looking.
Beautiful train.
It's again that 90s Disney like test track, the 90s looking wacky car. Yeah, Time Rover. All right, next matchup. The Skyway Bucket versus the
Skyway Bucket.
Davy Crockett. Well, it's Disneyland. What did you do? You get the idea. It's a canoe. No, you just this. It's Disneyland. I don't remember now. Skyway Bucket or canoe? Let's do this quick. Axel.
I mean, I've always wanted to travel a bucket that would bring me right into a restroom. So I'm going to go with the buckets.
Eric.
Bucket.
Wow. Allison.
I'm going to go with the canoes. I think they're really cute.
Nick.
Buckets.
The bucket is so iconic. The canoes are just more fun because it's a canoe.
Yeah.
And it's just a really fun experience. But the bucket is just the bright colors with the white roof. There's just something about it. It's just so aesthetically pleasing. I gotta pick the bucket. Jason?
If you want a canoe, you can go get one and ride it around.
I can go get
If you want a Skyway Bucket, you can't.
I can make a bucket.
So I'm going with the Skyway Bucket.
Marcy?
I'm going with the Skyway, but isn't the Skyliner basically a ramped up version of that? Jason,
Hush
I know
your
you're
mouth.
saying like you can't do it.
What are you saying?
I was thinking about design, and like there's something aesthetically pleasing to Disney's Skyway as opposed to like Busch Gardens Skyway. Like it just aesthetically, it doesn't look as nice. Like look at that. That's gorgeous,
It's just a good look,
sleek,
too. It's
and
real
colorful.
sleek.
Yeah.
So it goes through two different lands, and it still matches both lands. It's not like out of tone
that's fair.
in either one.
Yeah, it's fair.
It's well themed.
Yes. Plus, it brings you rest into the Punzel poopers.
Yeah, that was a concern. You didn't want to walk under those because teenagers would try to spit on you from those buckets. But other than that, it was
Now
great
maskless
idea.
hillbillies do.
Yay.
All right, next matchup. The cockpit of Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run versus the boat from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Cool.
Eric, you made a noise.
I mean, to sit in the cockpit of a Millennium Falcon is every kid's dream. So I realize, like, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. Great ride. They could swap out the boats tomorrow. I'd be okay with it. But this makes the attraction.
They
This
can't
is
put a boat instead of the cockpit.
right. They can't just. You can't put a cockpit of a Cessna in there and think I wouldn't notice tomorrow. So I'm going to go with the Smuggler's Run.
Allison?
Yeah, the vehicle is the attraction. That's why you go to Smuggler's Run. So that's, I mean, I love pirates, but we're talking vehicles here, so it's the Falcon for me.
Axel?
It is a hard choice. Do I pick the Falcon or do I keep my dignity? I'm going to go with the Pirates boat.
Are you saying if we voted for Falcon, we have no dignity?
Yes.
Wait, it's
terrible.
It's after midnight, sir.
Terrible.
You're very lucky. It's past my bedtime.
Let's
I
keep
challenge
going,
you
Nick.
to a duel.
Yeah, I lost my mind when I got to sit in the Falcon cockpit.
Yeah.
That experience is literally mind-blowing.
There is video of that.
There is. There is.
first ride,
I never thought you'd experience that, and,
Yeah.
and they recreated it perfectly.
Yeah. Say what you will about Smuggler's Run, and I think it doesn't have a lot of repeatability, even though it is interactive, and it maybe isn't the best execution of the idea, but this is a tournament of ride vehicles, and there are very few ride vehicles that when people get in them, they go, wow. It's a very short list.
Yeah.
And the Falcon, I think, is an underdog in this. It's going to surprise a lot of people. I think it's going to go real deep, and it's hard to beat. It's beautiful inside. You get to pull the lever for the light speed in the Millennium Falcon. It's the highlight of the attraction. It's because of the vehicle. So I'm going with the Falcon. Jason?
I mean, if you ask 10-year-old boys where they would rather go in a boat with pirates or the Millennium Falcon, it'd probably be split pretty evenly, but I'm going to go with the Millennium Falcon.
Marcy?
Oh my goodness, 100% the Millennium Falcon. I mean, they made such a big mistake with the Pirates vehicles because those boats have no theming whatsoever. It could have been a pirate ship.
Fake planks.
You can't even see it. It's so dark in there. But like the shape, I mean, when you compare that to the Norway Viking ships,
right?
There's nothing there. So I mean, 1,000,000% the Falcon.
My knees fit in the pirate boat. All right, next matchup. Falcon won, by the way. The Liberty Bell Riverboat versus the Omnibus. Oh, no. Oh, no. Nick, go ahead.
I don't know what the oh no is about.
I love
scared.
both of these.
Okay,
They're
so do
both
I. Okay.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's the problem. Oh boy. I think getting to ride a boat like that is more unique. I guess I could. I don't know. I guess I could go like the omnibus. I'm gonna go with the boat, and the biggest reason is because it's more accessible too. I think I get to kind of ride that whenever. The omnibus is definitely less accessible and more limited. And it. I think there's other Main Street vehicles that I like better. So, the boat.
I have to go with the omnibus. And maybe part of it is because it just feels more special because it's so rare.
I can see that, yeah.
But the second level of Main Street, there's something cool about being under the canopy, but there's the bars. There's just something really, I know we're specifically talking about the Disney World one, but I just feel like every park I've ridden the omnibus in, it just feels special. It doesn't matter which park it is. It's just, I know it's just a double-decker bus, but it's got a cool look to it. You can't help but when you see that, like I pass the riverboat all the time and just don't get in line. I'm like, it's fine. I never just run past the omnibus. It's too cool. I always want to ride in the omnibus, and I think that means it's a great vehicle. It's a great design. It just draws you in. It just looks like a really interesting, fun thing to take a ride on. Axel?
This is a difficult one, but I'm going to go with the riverboat because it adds this extra layer that, well, not sure now, but you used to be able to go up and like be with the captain and then blow the whistle. Something that they never allowed me to do, drive the omnibus. I don't get why. Riverboat.
Eric?
I mean, nowadays, Walt Disney Company, you talk about omnibus, and they're going to think it's about a spending bill in Congress or something. The riverboat is 3 decks, right? and it's really cool. I like you board like on the second deck, and then when you get off on the first deck. So you're like walking above. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. It's usually not crowded, so you can move to different sides of the boat to see different things. I think it's got to be the riverboat.
Allison?
I look at the riverboat and it looks just so much more grand to me, and it really suits Liberty Square. I'm voting the boat.
Yeah, I think it makes more of an impression in its area than the omnibus.
Yeah, I feel like
the
it makes
bus
an
is
impression.
so much more charming. There's just a charm to it. Jason?
Yeah, I think the omnibus is really cool because it has 2 levels, but the boat has 3 levels.
It does,
So
but you just
if you're
look at
going-
trees for most of it.
Let's level it.
Oh, no. Level the levels of the riverboat.
So I'm going with the riverboat.
Wow. I am going to be the lone omnibus. Or Marcy, you're going to save me here?
Yeah, I mean, the riverboat is beautiful, but it's only fun for about 5 minutes, and then you're like, how long do I have to stay on this thing now? And you can't get off, like you're stuck there. I mean, the omnibus is just something so cool about being able to go
Jump
up
off.
and
You
sit
can't get off,
and
you're
ride.
stuck there.
No.
It's like a minute
Yeah,
long.
but how far is Main Street? Maybe 2 minutes. I mean, it's not a very long ride. So there's no way that your attention span would be shorter than that. It's so cool to sit on the top and to look out and see everybody, and I love the Main Street vehicles, and that one is really unique.
It's the Main Street vehicle, right? So 5 of us to 2 of us. That's
Yep.
Liberty Bell. All right, last matchup of the night, which you'll be waiting for. It is a Tomorrowland. Someone hitting one. A broken down Tomorrowland Speedway car versus Dumbo the Fall. That's my picture. I love that picture.
Love that picture.
That is
The
cute.
plush ride vehicle. So cute. And only in Japan I could do that photo shoot and no one even batted an eye. Allison, go ahead.
Oh, Dumbo. Clearly.
Yeah, no, you picked Japan. That's
Clearly the Dumbo vehicle.
I just love that picture, so it's fine.
It's pretty darn cute. Dumbo.
Eric?
Dumbo may be the quintessential ride vehicle at
Yeah.
Disney World, right? And the cars are pieces of junk. They don't steer worth a damn. You hit the gas and it may or may not go. They stink. They cloud up the environment.
Look good.
No, they don't.
I hate them.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah.
And the seatbelt.
Axel.
I mean, ride vehicles, I love Dumbo. I don't like turning around, so I just go sit in the one that stands in the middle. Still a fun thing to sit in. Dumbo.
Oh my God. Nick.
Dumbo.
Marcy.
Dumbo.
Jason.
I'm not voting for ride vehicles that literally stink. And so there's no way I'm going to vote for the race car. It literally stinks.
It's a sweep for Dumbo.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we're going to give people a few moments to call in. And while they do, I'm going to recap the rest of the night's events before we sign off. And some of us have to go do a post show. Just shook his head.
Look at Lauren's face. He has a comfort dinosaur.
She's going to fall asleep. She's already there with the teddy like...
That's my Triceratops, but I had to leave it here because she's emotionally attached to it. Okay. So the Nautilus defeated the Universe Energy Moving Theater. The horse-drawn trolley defeated the Tower of Terror elevator. The Living with the Land boat defeated the Starjet. The Jungle Cruise defeated the Link Chair. The People Mover decimated the Run-Amok Railroad. The Great Movie Ride Theater Car over the World of Motion Omnimover. The Horizons vehicle over the Carousel Horse. The Primeval World Time Machine lost to the pirate ship from Peter Pan. The Big Thunder Mountain Railroad defeated the rocket from... Which rocket was that? The Space Mountain rocket. Stretch Limo over the Friendship Boats. The Mr. Toad Motor Car over Slinky Dog Dash. Kali River Rapids over the Space Rocket. That was Astro Orbiter, that one? Okay.
That was Astro Orbiter.
Okay. The Everest Train over It's a Small World boats. The First Order Prisoner Transport over the Pooh Honey Pot. A Seven Dwarfs Mine Train over the Hydrolator. The Teacup from the Mad Tea Party over the X2 Deep Space Shuttle. Walt Disney World Railroad over the Space Cruiser from Buzz Lightyear. The Mine Cart from Seven Dwarfs, not from Seven Dwarfs, the Mine Cart from Snow White's Scary Adventures over the Toy Story Mania Game Tram. The Fire Engine over the Star Speeder 1000 or 3000. The Hang Glider from Soarin' over Alien Swirling Saucer. Safari Truck over Navi River Reed Boat. The Sim Car from Test Track defeated the Sea Cab. Viking Ship defeated the Swan Boat. The Mike Fink Keel Boat beat the Splash Mountain Log. The Doom Buggy over the Probe. The Backlot Tour Tram over Journey to Imagination. The Spaceship Earth Time Machine over the Clam Mobile. The Time Rover over the Wildlife Express train. The Skyway Bucket defeated the Explorer Canoes. The Millennium Falcon Cockpit beat the Pirates of the Caribbean boat. The Liberty Bell beat the Omnibus. And Dumbo the Flying Elephant over the Piece of Garbage race car. But do those stick is the question. Are the lines still lighting up?
The race car got a call-in vote. I don't know from who. But
doesn't matter.
That's irrelevant. The Wildlife Express train got 4 call-in votes.
Wow.
But it's still not enough to sway anything. Wow. And there's one more caller on the line, which is not going to be enough to sway anything. So, at this point, the results are locked.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for the opening round of March Madness. Thank you to the 410 of you who have stayed up through the whole thing. And to those of you watching this tomorrow because you had to go to bed, hope you enjoyed it. And we'll come wrap this thing up next week. Oh, boy. And we have a post show if you're a Wigs member, so stick around if you don't want to sleep tonight. And remember, kids, hi, Sal, it's me. Listen, I'm going to need a bigger car. Good night.